Want to tell their little kids to shut up. It's all good.
Hey, y'all. They said shut up.
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater, Episode 6, Return of the Mass Appeal. Tonight we got two special guests. We have Jose Diaz and Chris Pinkerton.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
So let's go ahead and do intros real quick like we like to do and get into some fucking discussions. Jose, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them where you're at.
Oh, what's up, fellas? Thanks for having me tonight. I'm Harrican BX. You can find me at Harrican BX all over social media. And excited to be on and have a good conversation tonight. Thank you, guys.
Glad to have you, brother.
Of course,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
man.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir.
Josh.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yes. Oh, I thought you were going to let, Chris go, but okay, I'll go.
No, I'm doing it in order, man.
There is no order. There is only chaos. But, yeah. Find me, Josh Fisher, on Facebook and in the groups. You can find me on Twitter as nsabanur1976, on Twitch as nsabanur76, on another show that I do with my co-host Greg, all queued up, that publishes every other Friday. Today's episode is late and we'll be there tomorrow. Shout out to Rehab for making me tired. And here with you guys every Friday, pardon me, and on Off the Runner too.
Yeah, that nap fucked you up, bro.
Yeah,
I know, man.
You're going part-time on us? What the fuck?
Yeah, fucking Misty better get you a pot of coffee right now.
I'm actually, sipping a cup as we speak, and it is.
Well, you better mainline that shit. You sound drowsy.
Yeah, really.
I'm getting there.
Right.
I'm getting there. I didn't mean to sound drowsy.
God damn it. All right, next we have our second guest, Christopher Pinkerton. Go ahead. Do your intro. Tell them where you're at. Where you can be found.
What's up, party people? Pinkerton on Instagram, Christopher Pinkerton on The Good Book, because that's what my mama named me, but mostly Crashbox Customs on Facebook and Instagram.
Beautiful.
So, I might have said that a time or two. So
Just
a few times.
Once
All
or
right.
twice.
Rob. Go ahead.
Oh, you can find me cruising down the highway, blasting that air horn to good old Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, R.I.P.
Oh, rest in peace, Bandit. Otherwise, you'll find me on the Facebooks, usually in the ROC as well, Rob Milton, and then occasionally on Instagram as Rob's Robots and every Friday. You beautiful bastards.
All right. Yeah, what's up, Eric? We see you there in the chat, brother. All right, next up, we got Russ the Muss. Go ahead, bro.
What up? What up, everybody? Yeah, you can catch me on here every Fridays. Plastic Fanatics on Saturdays, but looks like we're on a further hiatus. We'll be back soon. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Hit me up on YouTube because I'm about to put something out tomorrow. It's gonna fucking take a bite out of BBTS. Fuck.
He's gonna go live nude and get his account suspended again.
I know.
But he's got his mind made up.
They have something about their ass. I don't know what's wrong with that. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's sensitive nowadays, man. You know how it is.
Yeah, really.
Here's what I don't understand about Big Bad. I am literally an hour and a half from them. Our hub, where they ship their drop trailer, is the same main hub that all of our local shipping companies go to every night. I can place priority shipping, and that shit'll still take 10 days to get here.
Yep.
Order from Agabus, it's here next day.
Yeah.
But Rob, stop it. You're pissing me off. You're fanning the fucking flames. Stop it.
Oh. My favorite one, I delivered there one day and had a couple things in my loot pile.
Can I just get my
I'm in their fucking dock.
Yeah.
Nope. We can't give you your shit.
Okay, we got to stop because we got to finish the introductions, or we'll never.
Yeah.
We can bitch about details.
everything you say bad about the Russ loses one more article of clothing.
All right, Sam, where you at?
What's up, guys? I'm Insta_Sam89 on Instagram, and then Sam Mead in the Facebook groups, and then you can find me here every Friday night. Thanks for having me, guys.
Beautiful, nice, short, to the point. None of that fucking meandering rush shit. Good job. And what's up? I'm your host, Masterpiece Shitpiece, Nick Brammer. You can find me on Facebook as Nick Brammer, and that's about it these days.
He's a beautiful, sexy beast. We love
Yes,
him.
he is.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm all verklempt. So since we have Christopher Pinkerton here from Crashbox Customs, we want to go ahead and ask him some questions about what he does, why he does it, and who does it.
Man, I love that you're addressing me by my Christian name.
That's the only way I know
How do you do the things that you do?
That's right.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Well, he lives in Alabama. There you go. That's all you need to know.
All right, Chris. So, what inspired you to get started doing dioramas?
I just started doing it one day. First thing I tried to make a shipping container, and I was like, foam. I don't know anything about foam. I'm gonna make it out of wood. So I made some out of wood. Actually, shipped one out to Thunder Thief. And then I did one foam like some what did I do, a dumpster, some things like that. Didn't really garner any attention. Then I did a couple of Autobot things. I think Jisk has one, Dust has one. And somebody saw that and wanted a Thundercats. I believe Sunday Heat actually was the first one. Made a Thundercats thing for him. I started doing those backdrops and it just kind of rolled from there. And then I made like that piece, Nick, you have that double-sided deal.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Right on, man. Then I believe it was Sunday Heat again who asked for like an alleyway, and I did an alleyway for him. And since then I've really been doing the Urban Decay stuff more than anything.
Yeah, you can see that there's a link to Chris's live video he did on the Realm YouTube.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Where he was doing it live and showing you exactly what he does.
Cool.
I went back and watched the replay of it. That's really cool.
Thanks, guys. That was a lot of fun. I just realized this is in my shot here. That was a lot of fun, and I'll tell you, 4 hours goes by really quick. I had no idea it was 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's like an episode of Plastic Fanatics, man.
Right.
I don't
Or
mean
half an episode of Blackout and Shout.
I was like, wow, this is going for a long time. Nice.
Now,
Yeah, I didn't even notice the time going by. I was just fascinated watching, Chris at work and enjoying the techniques that, when you have conversation just flowing,
Yeah, that's cool.
it just did not seem like 4 hours went by at all.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, what needs do you see Crashbox filling in the diorama market that others don't?
Man, you're bringing the tough questions.
I actually have.
I wouldn't say
for you.
needs that
Well, the way you could look at it, Chris, is what sets Crashbox apart from other dudes in the diorama.
I gotcha. It's kind of hard to say even on the second part of that, because I think at the end of the day, what I'm doing is art, right? And people have to appreciate my style to want to, spend some money with me or have me do a piece for them or whatever. So, my style is unique from anybody else's. I think you could probably almost pick out my work from a lineup. There's a lot of really talented, much more talented than me, people out there doing dioramas. So as far as what stands out, I have a unique style that people seem to appreciate. And I have a lot of repeat business. So I think that's always a sign that you're doing something right.
And kind of on that, Chris, you're kind of short selling yourself, man. I've been in this like action figure shit for probably since like 2012 heavy, and I can't tell you how many fucking alleyway dials I've seen that all look exactly the same, but like the shit that you do, because you travel for work, which is helpful for you, but like
right,
actually going out and taking pictures of like real shit and then replicating that, like I literally see nobody else doing that.
Wow. Well, thank you.
And like I gave you a hard time because let me tell you this story. Chris I think it was on your Instagram story. He put a picture.
Oh, yeah.
It said inspiration, but it was like of a fucking loading dock alleyway type thing. Like there's a big fucking someone spray painted a big ass dick on the wall. So I gave him a hard time about that. But that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. Just like you go out there and like you want to build an alleyway, find one. You know? And like obviously you with traveling and everything, you're able to do that a lot easier than most people are. But at the same time, drive 10, 15, 20 minutes and like find the setting that you want to replicate. And like when you see those real places, you get details that other people don't get when you're just thinking like, okay, I need a chain link fence and a brick wall and a like I think that shit's cool, man. Like that to me is what
Dave's in the chat and he says so many bald shiny heads.
Dude, the baldest podcast around, man.
That's why I got a hat on.
You bald, beautiful fox. I'll tell you what, man. Makes me feel good.
Now, Chris, what are some of the risks and rewards with doing business with strangers? Did we all just freeze?
Yeah.
I'm still here.
I don't know if that was just me or.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was asking what are some of the risks and rewards with doing business with strangers?
Oh, geez. Well, you know, it's been a steep learning curve for me on how to, you know, I've been in business, quote unquote, basically since I was a teenager. I've always worked in some sort of retail selling, and I've always been Dave Energon addict calls me a hustler because I'm always up to something. I'm always selling something or buying something. So it's kind of been a natural progression from there. But as far as with strangers, man, I haven't gotten burnt. The only thing I've really gotten burned in is like I've full out laid out design stuff for people before and they just vanish. So pretty much, I guess the lesson I would say that I've learned is I take a deposit on it on most of my work now.
Right.
That's somebody that's a repeat customer or it's somebody that you know, I know like from the community. I don't, because I know they're not going to do that. But you know, it's somebody that hits me up randomly. You know, if saw me on Instagram or whatever. Yeah, I take a deposit from people. It kind of covers my ass at least for my time.
Nice,
right?
You don't blame me for that. And then I've made, you know, custom figures for people here and there, but I'm not even willing to do that, man. So like, I commend you for that, because like I would only make something for people that like I fucked with heavy, because like I've seen too many times like either with dios like you do or with like customs, a fucking paint will chip or like in shipping something doesn't show up right, or like after people mess with it, like something gets broken, like they don't even contact the person that made it.
They just immediately go to shit talking.
Yep, they'll make a post and say call you a fucking scammer and stuff. So like that's fucking risk, man.
We'll give you a 1-star review on Yelp.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
You know, there was a guy I'm friends with from back home that owns he builds decks, and he had a review that was like 4 stars with no name. I mean, no description, and he had no idea who this person was, and he was saying, "Does anybody know who this is?" They gave me a 4-star review, and I've never even heard of him. You know, and he had a 5-star rating. So you got to be careful with your perception and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I'd say my customers that I have repeat customers, like today I delivered that huge warehouse that I just finished. I hand delivered it to him and I said, hey, one of these magnets, I can't, you know, the way I had to carve it out, I just can't. The glue was not holding. I had to reglue it.
Yeah.
He's like, if it comes out, I'll just glue it back. It's not a big deal. So, but I could see if I'd shipped that across the country or something that somebody could have been like, oh, piece of shit.
Yeah. I think people appreciate that, you know, and just like letting them know, like if there is an issue, let me know. I'll fix it.
Sure.
You know, and
No, to be honest, you'd have to drive a truck over stuff the way you pack it. And even
for real. Yeah.
Working and shipping, they'll do it.
Yeah.
What's up, Dust? No football tonight. Hopefully the show's a little more enjoyable for you.
Yeah. Dust was kind of like snoring last week. I was like, what the hell, man? One time I tuned in, they're doing football. Shit.
Well,
That's funny.
Wait
just
till we
figure
get
it
to
out
the
this way.
wrestling.
You got to go to bed earlier, Dust, last week. Now, kind of building off the last question, what are some of the biggest pet peeves you might have with potential customers? Like, What can a customer do to, make your process easier?
Know what the fuck they want. I mean, I've had people I've talked to for a week, and what do you want? Well, what's your idea? Like, I build you whatever you want. If you want a cabbage patch field for your fucking cabbage patch, I'll build you one. But I have to know a general idea what you want. If you can provide me with, I always ask for reference pictures. If it's hey, can you make me this? I don't know, G.I. Joe zombie breakout lab. Sure, I can make that if you give me some pictures to work off of. Oh, let me see if I can find some. And the other pet peeve would be not having any idea how much how much works, and realize that you can't pay me the price of a Marvel Legends figure and get a completely custom vehicle painted to your specs and made look like one of the Twisted Metal cars. I'm not going to do that for $20.
No, that's your time.
I wouldn't do shit, man. Your time alone is worth more than that.
Well, look, if I charge by the hour, all my stuff would be $4,000. Like that warehouse I finished, that's probably almost 40 hours of work in that.
Jeez.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, what's up, E? We love you, buddy. Thanks for coming by again.
I mean, dude, that's hard for me. That's crazy to me. People actually give you shit about how much you charge for it. I think for the stuff that you do, you're pretty reasonably priced. I think.
Yeah.
Just because when we were in JCC, I mean that some of the setups you had there were incredible. I was amazed.
Thank you.
That wrecked Autobot symbol you had at TFCon.
That's right. Remember that? That was great. That
was dope.
Yeah, I mean, so I look at some of the stuff you do, and I can't believe anyone would ever bitch at you about pricing, because it's clear you put a lot of love and work into it. So I don't.
Right. And I mean, nobody really bitches about pricing. It's just they have unrealistic expectations.
Okay, and some people do. I mean, that's people don't understand the blood, sweat, and tears that go into things all the time.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right.
See, but I like your counter to that though, like, because you do have like those packs that are like $20, for like an accessory pack, and even like at the show you were selling those corner like dioramas for like $50, real nice little pieces that people use for their photos.
Exactly.
So you're attacking like different markets.
Yeah, and like in JCC, I know I probably should do more, but it's a big G.I. Joe 3 3/4 community, and the last two times I've been there, I've specifically built one scale, 18 scale project, and both shows that I've sold that diorama. So you got to kind of cater to your market, and I may need to, if I'm doing it in JCC going forward, make more stuff for the scale that's popular with that crowd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Chris, how long, like, if you hear from someone that you never heard or that you haven't met, and they're asking about a piece, like, how long does it take you to realize, like, if they're full of shit or not? Like, if they really want, like, is it when you mention the cost, or?
Yeah, that's pretty much. And there's two ways I go about it. If they are the guy that's, I want a diorama, what do you want? I don't know. Well, what's your budget? We'll start from there.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the guy that says, I want this particular alleyway, like the one I just finished, the alleyway, I haven't even showed the finished pictures, but I posted it last night. It's just a alleyway. It's not see, the cool thing about an alleyway, it's also a warehouse, depending on how you look at it. So this one is a warehouse. Dude sent me hand drawings of what exactly he wanted. And then he told me his budget, and he wanted the wood floors that I do. I said, I can't do the wood floors for what you wanted, the budget you gave me. For this much more, I could add the wood floors. He's like, let's just leave that out. So, that's the good side of it. But normally the price is, what gets to them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just go ghost on me, which is fine.
Yeah, that's wild to me, because it's like, what do people expect? Like, given what you're making them, like the product that they're getting, because it's basically like, when I came to you with my idea, it's like I had a picture in mind, and like you made exactly what I wanted. So like, to me, like, that's invaluable, So I'm like, how can you put a price on that, or like complain about it or anything?
Right on, man. Obviously, thank you for coming like that. Because you told me what you wanted. You even showed me a posed picture of the figure with the bananas in the background. So I
Whoa, bananas in the bag. Sounds
Dude,
exciting.
that was
All right.
Just one banana, Russ. Just
Oh.
one.
Hey, speaking of backgrounds, Rob, why don't you throw me one of them cream sodas back there, dog?
I know. I was looking
Dude,
at that.
I'm
feeding on that, man.
I'm hungry.
What
Shit
brand
looks
is that? It
nice.
looks like it's Red brand. Is it Red?
Big K. It's
Big
from
K.
Cops grocery stores.
Gotcha. I've
Here
heard
you
of
go.
Big K. Thanks,
Have at
man.
it. I hate
Cheers.
Chew, man.
Dude,
I got the
love that
Diet
logo.
Cola.
Sorry for the sidebar. I saw that earlier.
It's all good, dude.
Yeah,
But
cream
I find it like good and interesting that like what you were talking about in that last answer, where like you had a customer that was looking for something and then their budget prohibits what they can do, but you can still compromise and get them a piece that they'll like.
Yeah, so I always try, a lot of the times people will say, I want ABC and XYZ, and here's how much money I got. So I'll say, well, for the money you got, I could do ABC and X, or I could do AB, XY, So I do try to give them some options, or then I say, for an additional X amount of money, I'll give you the whole thing.
Right.
So, I guess it's an upsell to an extent, but
Yeah.
I guess that you take your budget versus what I'll do it for, and let me just show you the difference.
Yeah, you got to go all in when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Right.
All
Yeah,
in.
you kind of got to have
Oh,
enough
yeah.
money set aside to like get
Nice foreshadowing.
what you want.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go for the full on dios, just spend the money and get them done right.
Yeah.
Go to a guy
Like-
like
I mean, like for me, like if I didn't have the money, I wouldn't even approach the person building it.
Yeah.
I would make sure that I had enough to get what I wanted, and like expect to pay more than what you. I don't know how to word this, but like just have extra money set aside. I'll just say
Right.
that.
Well,
I
and
can tell
You never know.
as somebody who hasn't messed much with getting into the diorama displays, like I have no idea what that stuff costs. I mean, I know what the
Mhm.
quality of work looks like it should cost, but I have a little bit more. I have a bit more expectation of a price for a quality product than somebody that's like your
And
average.
That's like where I came from. Like when I went to you, Chris, I was like, I didn't know like the ballpark even really, but I was like, this is what I want. I'm basically willing to pay whatever to get this made, because it was a project I've been wanting to do for a long time.
right.
And I don't have the skills to do it, so like
Yeah.
I gotta pay to play.
You have your own set of skills, sir. So
Yeah.
that I don't. So
That was we'll call it a collab.
there we go. There we go.
And
That
like
works out.
I think like with what we were talking about, like with pet peeves and everything like that, and just other parts of the discussion, I think that basically what comes out of that is, as a consumer, you have to educate yourself on the market.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. And from a price standpoint, that's probably one of the hardest things for me is making it worth my trouble to do it. Which, look, if I didn't enjoy doing the diorama stuff, I wouldn't be doing it. I do enjoy it. I just invested a whole lot of money into the business with a new machine I ordered.
Oh, nice.
So it's coming in 3 boxes of pieces next week. So and I won't be here.
So that's what was in the tarp.
No, that was not.
That was rock.
but you will thoroughly enjoy what's in the tarp, I promise. I don't even know where I was going with that. So
No worries, bro. So what's been your most challenging build to date? Like what's like even given you some gray hairs?
Honestly, man, that the thing I did for Sam was a little challenging just because I knew the way to do it that I knew how to do, but I wanted to test my boundaries and try a different way. And I'm not afraid to fail, especially at the very beginning of a project. So I tried a new method and it failed miserably. But then I kind of went to my tried and true and got the results that he was happy with. These great big ones, are always complicated. You know, like this last one I did. I built out all that stuff out of wood. I built the staircase from scratch, and that was challenging because I had to read up and learn how to build a set of steps that were correct and level and the pitch and everything. That big one I did for D Amazing that had the rafters and the top piece.
I wanted to ask you about that.
That was tricky.
No, just real quick before you start, Sam.
Yeah.
What is the piece that Chris built for you? Because we've been referencing it a lot.
It's the So I made that Luke Skywalker, like the old man Luke figure.
Oh yeah.
And then Chris made like in the Last Jedi, whenever you find out that wasn't really Luke or whatever, and it cuts to him like floating above the rock in the cave.
Okay, yeah.
That to me is like my favorite Star Wars moment of all time. So I was like, I need to make this Luke because SH Figure Arts didn't make one, and then the Hasbro one was trash. So I made one. Once I did that, I hit up Chris and was like, I need this background piece to make my favorite moment. I'll put it on a shelf, and it'll be there for me to look at for forever. So he made like the background of the cave, and I even like I sent him pictures, and I remember I sent you this bullshit like sketched out like.
Dude, I relied on that. I did.
I was like, here's where like this one part of the cliff is. Here's where the rock's gonna go. Like you need to leave this much room for the fucking Tamashi stand so he can be floating above it. And it was cool, man. And I was like, Chris, I think I paid you right away, and you were fighting
I didn't want you to,
but because I know it's not. I'm not worried about you scamming me, so I was like, let me just give you the money because I'll fucking spend it if I don't.
Right.
Me too. I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah. He told me like it'll be like late July, August, and I think it was like in May maybe that I hit you up.
Yeah, I told you. I mean, like right now, I've got I quoted 6-week wait time, and it's probably realistically closer to 8 weeks right now.
Yeah, and I was like,
up I am.
Like for me, I was like, if I get it eventually. I'm fine with that. So I wasn't sweating that.
I don't
know where to put it, but
I'm cognizant of the fact that how many of us have been in any kind of group, Transformers, Marvel Legends, Star Wars. And there's been I paid this guy for a custom 3 years ago, and he still hasn't sent it.
Yeah,
I'm very cognizant of that. So I constantly, I communicate with people. It's like, hey, so that there's 2 projects in front of you.
Yeah,
blah blah blah. I'm there.
That's
okay, cool. Thanks for that,
man.
Yeah, and then hey, you're next. So, truth be told, I am getting the drift figure is coming, but it's not for me. It's not mine. I'm making a diorama for that figure. So,
that's gonna be dope.
Nice
reference.
Yeah. So
artistic reference.
You never know.
Make you a BPRD for that Hellboy back there.
A what?
BPRD, the Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense.
Yeah. See, the funniest thing about me and these dioramas is, are you guys familiar with the saying, "The cobbler's son has no shoes"?
Yeah.
Yeah, my shelves are my son's, and they're empty. So. My shit's just stacked deep on the shelf. I got to completely redo my shit. I think some of these knights and wizards and warlocks have made me want to build something for myself.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
I smell a J.D. Pinkerton.
Hey, we've been talking about getting together on something. I want to do a collaborate. I mean, me and Bobby did the collaboration, but it was something. It was something, for Vinny. But that was something, existing. It wasn't. I just think it'd be fun to get together with 2 or 3 people and just start scratch building and see where it goes.
Bacon is insane.
The thing JD's making is nuts, man. It's crazy. I don't have room.
Damn.
It's a monster though.
Now, Chris, what materials did you start off with, and have they changed?
Did you not pay attention earlier? He said he built that first dumpster out of wood.
God damn it!
Yeah, well, no, I really just initially tried that, and I actually kept one until we moved from Alabama. I'm like, this is shitty. I'm just throw it away. Throw it away. I didn't quite do that. I just broke in through the dumpster, but honestly, that kind of taught me a little bit about it sounds silly engineering and balancing stuff out. And, really, you just think about you have to make a box. Well, it's not that easy when you're
drag away.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a little bit harder than you think, but I started using the polystyrene foam, which is pretty much, I'll say, the industry. Everybody that's making action figure dioramas for the most part is using polystyrene home insulation foam. So I
That
use
pink
that.
stuff.
It's pink, it's green, it's blue. In Europe, they're starting to sell gray, which would make my life a lot easier if they do gray.
Right.
And I use thicknesses from 1/4 inch up to 2 inch.
Nice.
Now, do you have any pointers for newbies trying to get into the diorama game?
Start fucking some shit up.
Or
I mean, honestly, just
easy.
this is what you need to make a diorama. You need a material. You could use the home insulation foam, which they sell the 2x2 sheets of the pink foamular at Home Depot. Go through the stack and find some straight ones because they're all going to be warped. Find the straightest one you can. Or you can use Project Foam Board. You guys know what Project Foam Board is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your trifold from your Nick's science project of why Mama smell like bread? Sorry, Nick. Anyways, you can use that material. I've seen people make some beautiful dioramas just out of that material. You need a sharp knife. Did I freeze?
No.
Okay, sorry. You need a sharp knife. You need a straight edge to run it against, and you need something like a crumpled up ball of tin foil or like a lava rock to put some texture on some stuff. And with those tools alone, you can make anything.
Nice.
It's that, I mean, I hate this. It's not that simple. People always say, "How'd you do that?" I said, "It's patience and a razor blade. That's all it is." And then, painting. You can get a bunch of expensive airbrushes and equipment, or you can get some shitty 4-inch paintbrushes. And you know what? I use a real expensive paint. It's called Apple Barrel or Apple Barn. They sell it at Walmart.
Yeah.
50 cents a bottle.
Yep. We got a ton of that stuff here. My wife uses it on all sorts of crafty shit, mostly rocks.
Yeah, I've got every color in the rainbow. Yet I never have the color I need. I had to make that project I did. I'll post the colored pictures. No, I did post it. The gray that's on there, I made that color because I was out of gray, so I mixed that. Luckily, that color is easy to make. So yeah, that's it. I mean, and just some paint techniques, dry brushing. Watch YouTube. There's a ton of YouTube videos. Join Dio Structure on Facebook if you're not in there. There's a ton of information in there. So everything I know, I've picked up from somewhere. Very little that I do is a technique I came up with. I've taken stuff from the model car community, the Hot Wheels guys, watching diorama videos. So it's all out there. You just got to put it together.
Cool.
Just like building a Gundam.
Exactly. Yeah, except there's no kit. There's no instructions.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it too. One of my favorite things to do is just go in there and start fucking around, come up with something.
Yeah, so I'll say that can be good. Kind of let your artistic, just let it go. Artistic go. Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say that's you've kind of made me decide to try that shit out. I've never tried to do anything like that before. But I saw some stuff you're doing. I was like, you know what? I got to give this a go myself and try it. So.
Listen, I'll give advice, or you have anybody that wants. I'm an open book. Like I said, there's no trade secrets that I have. I have stuff I've picked up and just put it together. So, if anybody listening or you guys want to do a project, I mean, I'd be more than happy to help you with it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Because I just I love the art, the artistic side of it. That's my, I think it's cool.
I love that gremlin you got in the background. I see that NECA gizmo.
Oh yeah, that's Anna's, man. She got that at NJCC. I think she got that from Dave. I think she bought it from Dave.
Oh fuck! I pissed Dave off a couple weeks ago because I called him a fucking gremlin. Now, my wife actually had a couple questions that I thought were really good. Yeah, with all the effort that goes into doing your dios, what is your favorite part of the process?
The response I get when I send the customer the final pictures. That's probably my favorite part of the process.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. But, from a building standpoint, it's a lot of the time I enjoy the carving part. I enjoy, scratch making all this stuff. But probably when I start to put paint on it, and it's like watching Bob Ross, right? And it was like, what the fuck is this? What is it? Oh, is that? Oh, wait a minute. It's been 22 minutes already. You know, I have that revelation for myself. I mean, I'll talk to Josh because he was there. I mean, you kind of saw that with the painting I was doing that I completely covered up.
yeah. The whole process when you made that brick wall in that warehouse, I thought that was just so cool to see how you started with the, you know, and I'm familiar with painting techniques and everything. You know, you throw down your base coat and then you started dry brushing layers on it and then just completely coated it with the spackle. And I was like, oh, okay. But
in that
I wasn't sure what the overall effect was going to look like, but when I see it, you know, and you just see those subtle paint effects bleeding through, and it really gave that amazing worn old look. And
and Josh,
to achieve that look, it takes a lot of effort and time.
Like that's what I was talking about. But like that's, I'm not saying that no one's done it. I haven't seen anybody else do that. Like that's the type of shit when I'm like, yeah, this is why you stand out, Chris, because you're going out and seeing this stuff and paying attention to what you see all around you. You know, and it's like it's there for everybody. You just gotta look for it. You know.
I just need to draw more dicks on my dioramas.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, definitely. You know, that's my advice to anyone.
Hashtag who drew the dick.
We have referenced
if you haven't seen it, that show American Vandal on Netflix season 1, that was the catch line.
So good.
American Vandal?
American Vandal.
Yeah, look it up, dude.
It's amazing.
And
it's
hey, Russ will send you reference photos, man. He does it to me whether I ask him or not. You know, so
are you guys setting me up for like, is this a blue waffle kind of scenario? What is this?
No, it's
just a white dick.
No, the show I'm talking about, you know, it's a real thing. The new season's getting ready to drop.
Yeah, that's actually a real show, Chris.
That's a real deal.
Loaded dicks on cars.
Yeah,
it's presented in a how
it's a mockumentary.
to make a murderer kind of fashion.
Yeah, it's a mockumentary,
but it's great. Sorry,
Sidetrack
there.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to say that we're referencing Chris's live video he did on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, and there is a link to it in the info for the show, so that you can see what we're talking about.
Here is the thing he made for me. I don't know how well.
Yeah, I remember.
That is so awesome. So yeah, nice.
But yeah, it turned out perfect, man.
Only as good as the figure.
You wanted to do that. Damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, got exactly what I wanted, you know, and to me that was no price you can put on that. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as kids when we played with our toys, to create a specific scene like that, you either had to hope for a play set or, you know, the harder to find exclusive catalog cardboard pieces that was just a background that you stood figures on.
And Josh, like that's where like my collection is going, because I'm like that's why I've gotten rid of a lot of figures, because I'm like, I just want to make these scenes, you know? And like that's the shit that like even people who aren't into this will like be wowed by that, you know?
Yeah.
They'll appreciate it, and like that's what means more to me, is like a scene from a movie as opposed to like a bunch of figures on a shelf. I don't know.
Well, it gives such an interesting shelf presence too.
Yeah,
it's just like, what's going to look cooler on a shelf?
And then it's like your own, because like something about it's like always bugged me. Like what, even when I collected like Marvel Legends and stuff, I'm gonna put these all on display on my shelf and just like some dude shelf somewhere else. You know, I think like you get these dios, or like if you're into custom figures, like you know that like your shit's one of a kind, man. Like that to me is
You know what's funny is when I just doing the Transformers, I never really cared much about the diorama stuff. But now that I'm getting down this Mezco stuff and some of the like the SH Figuarts and Figma, it's like a completely different world. It's I want that scene for that figure.
Yeah.
Now, my wife came up with the last question for you too. It's what reaction are you looking for from the client? Is it wow factor, or are you looking more for an art appreciation?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to repeat it. It sounds like somebody's having intercourse with a bag of chips. I don't know.
It's fucking Rob again.
It's Russ.
You might.
I'm sorry.
He's banging a clamshell.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, it is. It probably was me.
God damn it, Russ.
He's opening fingers.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You got me in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm opening up my Mythic Legions. I'm sorry.
Got you in trouble with that.
Cut that shit. All right. So, what reaction are you looking for from your clients? Is it more of a wow factor, or are you hoping for more for like an art appreciation response?
Man, it's nice. It's nice to give the customer what they want. And the thing is, a lot of the time, I'm probably harder on myself than my customer is. It's hard, man, because when you make something, oh shit, I fucked that up right there. So that's all you're gonna ever see in that project. And I'm not comparing myself to any of these people I'm about to mention. Please don't. The reason like Dr. Dre didn't put out a lot of music is because it had to be perfect. The reason Q-Tip did not, and De La Soul, I'm sorry. Yeah, Q-Tip didn't put out a lot of music is he was a perfectionist. And he would not release it. Thank you very much. I don't know.
My wallet and El Segundo.
Yeah, I did too.
Josh.
They
Great shout out.
They mailed it back to me though. So a lot of the time I just have to stop and say, okay, I'm done. It's done. And then I'll send pictures to the client and say, hey, we're done here unless you want to add something. And a lot of the time they're blown out of the water. They love it. And then in my mind, I'm like, God, I'm glad they didn't notice this. But nobody would notice it because I know I'm the only one that would notice it. So I'm probably my own biggest critic. But as far as the art appreciation, man, I'd love to be, oh, it's beautiful art. I don't think a lot of people really see it as quote unquote art, although there is a whole art scene for the kind of stuff I do. But you guys wouldn't be my customers at that point because there's dudes selling like storefront dioramas for like $5,000 because it's art.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Wow.
It's a different realm, so to speak. So,
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate the insight into this because I think it's interesting to all of us because once you start your collection, like there's certain pieces you're looking for, and then after you get what you want, you're more looking for what you're going to do with your display.
yeah.
Right.
So it's like part of the evolution of collecting, and I think what you're doing is great. I mean, giving people what they want for their display.
Yeah. Like I said, I try to work with people. If they have a budget and they tell me what they want, and if it's not something I can do for their budget, I give them some options to get them as close as they can. So, I'm all about making people happy, and to me, it just boggles my mind that people pay me for what I consider art, and me having fun doing it. So, thanks for having me on. Guys, I really do appreciate it.
No, man, we appreciate
We appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us.
Is this the part where you talk about Transformers and I leave?
We're doing wrestling.
Actually, we talked about.
I'm kidding.
We've only talked about Transformers like once, really.
Yeah. And that was literally because Josh won a raffle on the air. So
Nice.
hey, man,
There actually will be a Transformers discussion tonight.
Oh, that reminds me. I better check because there's another one going down anytime.
Are you kidding me?
What is
Boy,
it,
you're
Josh?
addicted to that shit.
I actually
I
paid.
am too, man.
I paid into it. I had to back away from the one group because I was probably spending $100 a week on it, and
What
rarely
happened?
win. I did win a Hot Toys figure, but
Not the group I'm thinking of.
no. I mean, I know there's a bunch of different ones, but I entered one. I think it's probably will draw tonight. So, anyways,
I'll tell you what, I got added to that group, and I thought it was all about waffles.
well, you can't say that. You can't say that other. You're not supposed to say that other word. It's supposed to get flagged.
I don't even like waffles, man. I'm a pancake.
Dude, I love waffles. I got in there thinking, man, I'm going to see some Belgians with some syrup, and I saw.
Rob even likes some blue waffles.
Yeah, he's all fucking
yeah.
toys, man.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Yeah, I've been getting into that game lately, and Yeah,
It's just too
I
much
gotta
fun,
watch
man.
it. I gotta
It's just
watch
too
it.
much fun.
I think
Yeah,
you can
until
get
you
hooked
go-
on it.
Yeah, you go a week and you're like, man, I spent 50 fucking bucks on raffles I didn't win.
Yeah.
Chances
That's
are still
why-
better. Chances
Well,
are still
the good
better
thing
than the
about it-
lottery.
Yeah.
The good thing about it is there's no house to beat. You know, somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
Better odds, I guess. I don't know.
And
I
if
spent
you
50 bucks
limit
on
how
pizza,
much you
my
put
wife
in,
would kill me.
Yeah.
you limit how much you put in, you win one or two things, and you're still coming out ahead. Like right now, I'm still doing way better.
Dude,
Wow.
you got like that
Win something.
leprechaun luck or something with
Yeah.
He's
Dude, it's
stayed like
Hey,
a
just
pirate.
because I
Whose
speak
knob
with
are
an
you
accent at
rubbing?
times doesn't make me a
He does this
leprechaun.
shit on purpose.
yeah, dude, it's like a monkey spa. He lost his leg and got all that luck.
right?
Yeah, I just
He
hope that
he rubs
comes
the
in
smoke.
handy when we are at the 2018 International Realm of Collectors meeting at the Crown Plaza in Chicago, because there is a raffle for a $200 gift certificate for use with Agabus. I'm just going
That's
to say he is the official partner retailer with the Realm. So, shout out to Agabus for all your
Look at
masterpieces and
that.
third
Rob's
party
doing a
needs.
Rob's doing an unsolicited promo.
I know,
and
right?
fucking-
Rob, what?
Oh, fucking Josh. Dude, all right.
Hey,
you really were shocked because you were like, "This calling by the wrong fucking name." God damn.
I know it's the Bram juice. We're getting down to the bottom of Mason.
sorry.
He's
Sorry
got a
to,
vendetta against Rob. That's twice he blamed him for something.
Rob's my problem child. Anybody that fucks up gets called Rob.
Yeah, we weren't going to say
Oh, it's beautiful,
No,
man.
You may as well know. No.
Hey, well, all I'm saying is, maybe I can keep that look rolling for that because, hey,
Hanny,
he's
lose
got
the
some
ticket.
stuff.
Somebody else needs to win.
That's all right. I drunk Facebook messaged Haney the other day and told him I
I
loved
saw
him.
that shit, man.
You
You're like, bullshit.
Sorry, Haney.
Hey, I know my delivery's not as good as Pinkerton's, but I had to
Hey,
give
you
it a
gotta
shot
do it,
there.
man.
Wait, hey, Nick, did you message him back and be
I
like,
pay attention.
No, I just left it hanging there like that.
okay, cool. I was going to say, man, I
No,
didn't want you
because
to go
like
back.
you drunk message somebody and there's like no recovery, so you just leave
Yeah,
it there and
Yeah.
You got to pay the piper, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, because if you try to
I'll buy him a drink at TFCon.
There
and
you
you
go.
try to fix it, you make it worse. So you just gotta let it go.
See
Yeah.
that
Let it ride.
when you drink as much as I do, that's the lesson you learn. Just let it ride, baby.
Who cares if someone walks in on you?
When you start drunk messaging dick pics, well, I'll make sure to let you know. Dude,
All right, cool.
Bruh,
put the
no.
phone away.
Hey, if he does that, I'm going to go, woohoo! Oh my God.
I know. You'll finally see what Anna's been talking about.
I know.
Oh,
She
God.
all the time, dude.
Hey, you haven't Nick Brammer till you've Chicago 2016 Nick
I know.
Brammer.
Hey,
You haven't Nick Brammer till you've seen him try to open his room with a credit card, Nick Brammer.
not even his own room.
When he beat someone's wife.
Well, I don't know about that.
He messages you Sunday morning and says, "Yo, I don't remember what the hell. I don't remember getting back to my room. What the hell?"
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a funny story for another time. Anybody else heard it?
I just hope that there's not going to be a random drunk message from Brammer this coming trip saying, "Hey, does anybody know where I got this prosthetic leg?"
Oh, yeah.
That's wow.
I'll have to crawl the halls and stomp the
Oh,
hell out of it.
And you won't be able to find me because I'll be on the wrong floor.
Yeah, you want to Yeah. I think you'd be stumped.
I have
That
such
was,
a sick leg and I'm missing
Sam,
my
I see
hand.
what you did there. Anyway,
I don't even remember the security guard.
Russ, we're on the same wavelength, buddy.
Oh, I remember the security guard because I had to. Yeah, well, never mind.
Hey, Nick,
Nick,
Nick, are you wearing
There are
a
no limits on this show, bro.
No, I just don't. I don't. If I'm going to tell the story, I want to tell the story, and I don't know. Maybe we'll tell it another night because I know you have a list of shit to get to.
Well, here,
Oh,
Nick,
nice.
Chris, it's okay because I do got a couple questions. Nick, were you in a wife beater when that happened?
No.
He wasn't. He was in the realm of collecting.
It's around the collecting shirt.
Oh, God.
So
Let
fine.
me ask you one more question. When you pass a border flum, what state's right above Florida?
Alabama,
and Georgia.
So when you pass the border at like the post or whatever, do they hand out wife beaters or you just have to buy them once you get into town?
Oh
dude,
no,
that's
those are
casual
issued.
mail.
Yeah, wife
Those
beaters
are
in Florida. Those are
4XLT.
issued with the food stamps.
Yeah, they just
Because I
airdrop
have little itty bitty doll legs and then this long ass torso, so I have to buy the LT shit.
Nick, how tall are you, man?
I'm only 5'11".
Dude, I'm 5'4", man.
Really?
You know, me and Chris did the math. I literally wear half of his shoe size.
Yeah.
Damn.
we've done this before.
Yeah.
So if you were to put Chris's shoes on, they'd be like clunk. They'd be like the clown feet on you.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
That's
exactly right.
amazing.
One of his shoes. apparently.
Sam is going. You know what?
Oh man, Sam's gonna get packed in somebody's suitcase this year.
These Mythic Legions figures. Chris should do a cosplay as, say, I don't know, some type of, knot or something, and then Sam next to him cosplay in the same attire, and it's like, oh look, there's a Hobbit.
Yeah, I feel
got
bad.
Chris's shoes on. He's
We'll
gonna
do
have-
that thing like JD put that picture of like the Mythic Legions that he made next to that like old school D&D figure. We can just be those dudes.
Yeah, that Warduke. Oh my
Like,
god,
we're the
yeah.
same guy. Chris is just the 6-inch scale, and I'm the 3 3/4-inch scale.
Nah, dude, if you're only 5'4", I plan on Master Blastering you.
Ooh,
God. Sounds exciting.
I'm familiar with
I'm
playing Master
packing a hockey
Blaster.
mask.
I'm familiar with playing the game Master Blaster on Nintendo and
For
the
fucking
3DS.
Mad Max, Master Blaster, man.
The new Mad Max.
The great
No,
big,
the old
the
one.
great big guys with the little midgets driving them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I showed
They
them.
don't
my
even know the
wife got mad.
Yo, Josh, get some coffee, dude. Wait the fuck up. Anyway.
Dude, you know how long it's been since I've seen the Mad Max movie? Forgive my trivial knowledge for failing me for a
Oh my
moment.
god.
Well, I'm sorry. I took you for a Tina Turner fan.
Yeah, I know. She's hot.
Fuck
Man.
yeah.
She was.
You know, Thunderdome I only saw once, and I was probably 9 years old when I saw it.
I really like that new one. I really
Yeah, I
like
did.
that.
Yeah, Fury Road. That was really good.
If you
Yeah.
buy if you buy
That's like one
you
of my
buy the
top
Blu-ray-
favorite movies of all time. I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
Like,
if you buy the Blu-ray, you get the chrome, what they call the chrome version, where it's like
Yeah,
black
the
and white.
shiny and chrome version.
Oh, I thought they called it the noir. Yeah, I've seen it.
The Logan one was the noir version.
Oh, okay.
They call
I
it
got you.
some different shit for
Yeah.
each one.
Black and white.
Nice.
All
Show
right.
that to my kids, and my wife got all mad at me. I let them watch Mad Max Fury Road, but now I don't get why that movie's rated R.
That's because of the violence in it. That's why.
The reason they went ahead and made it rated R is because they know every single movie she's in, Charlize shows her boobies, and they were just like, she's gonna show them. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and give it an R.
Not this one.
She didn't show man Prometheus. I
Yeah.
want to read
Josh knows, man.
Did you guys see Atomic Blonde?
No, I haven't seen that shit
No, I
yet.
didn't.
Looks like I'm
I didn't see
watching
that. I
that.
heard that was good.
I heard there's a lesbian love scene in there with her and some other hot chick.
Dude, that movie is just fucking. It's got an awesome '80s soundtrack, and it's just fucking gangster. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Misty's watched that.
And I just saw
Yeah.
upgrades on the Cody. I need to watch that shit.
Oh, shit. Cody life.
I have not gotten
Yeah.
into the Cody life.
Finally, after hanging out with you guys for like 2.5, 3 years, whatever it's been, I'm finally on the Cody life.
The only Cody I'm on is the British tattoo guy.
That Cody?
Oh, I used to King of England.
Optimus Prime.
King of England.
and all that. The dude, he was for a job.
Can't wait to meet that guy.
Dude, he's
Great
Same
listening
here,
to
dude.
Cody's great.
It's great
All
listening to Americans with a British accent. It's great. Anyway.
All right, let's bring the show in a little bit here.
All right, what are we doing?
I was going to do the He-Man comparison. There's 2 documentaries on He-Man on Netflix right now. There's the Powers of Grayskull documentary that was a Kickstarter documentary and ended up on Netflix. And then there's the Toys That Made Us made us episode talking about Masters of the Universe. One's a full-length feature, the other one's a 45-minute episode in a documentary series. Just what are your thoughts on the two different ones? Like compare and contrast and see like which one did you guys prefer?
Okay, both were really good. Let me say that first, right? But then I think I just like the Power of Grayskull just because it went into more detail. Maybe because they had the time.
Right.
Yeah.
They went into more detail. Those were the Toys That Made Us had that episode. They had to kind of, I think they had to skim through shit real fast.
Yep.
And it was really nice to learn a lot more detail about just how things came about and how they were creating stuff and just the ideas that were so much brainstorming was going on and shit was, and then some of the stuff some of the ways they talked about how they came up with shit was hilarious, It was really great, but I really enjoyed the whole just the whole process, how they kind of went down. They talked about how all the process from the beginning all the way through. And that was really cool.
Now, see, I thought the Toys That Made Us episode like had more of that. I thought like the feature length one was more generalized and focused way more on the movie.
Well, they didn't focus way on the movie. They only talked about the movie like the last probably third of it is when the movie came out. But it was like, but you're right. They did focus a lot on the movie, but the Toys That Made Us just kind of like skimped over stuff really fast though. Whereas this one kind of took some time on some stuff. And you might be right. I mean,
Toys That Made Us it more of a episodic, it's not like something you find on TV. This was like a full on documentary, very focused.
There's a reason for that too. Some of you may know I do a podcast called All Queued Up. Shameless plug. But we actually interviewed the creator of the Toys That Made Us, Brian Volkweis, twice. And awesome. One of the things that we asked him, because I mentioned to him the runtime of the episodes, I was like, man, I love this show. I was like, I would love for the episodes to be a little bit longer. He said that was the worst part about being the producer was having to cut material out. He said the first cut of the Star Wars episode that they turned in was over 2 hours long. And Netflix said, no, you got to get it to under an hour. And Netflix wants them to keep it under an hour. And he said there's just so much shit to cut that he says it's painful.
I'm sure Netflix algorithm says that people are most likely to watch 46 minutes of television of a show.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. It's
now
just,
the other one, that's not a Netflix done series.
It's on Netflix, but it was Kickstarted and Netflix picked it up.
What I'll say is that the documentary itself, I think, would have been great if I hadn't have already seen the trailer of it. The Toys That Made Us was like almost like the Cliff Notes version of it to me.
Yeah. Right.
It was a lot of the same people, which obviously it would be telling a lot of the same stories. So a lot of it was rehash. But there's some parts like the conflict that, and look, it's for TV versus a documentary, so they're going to build tension that may not really be there. The Toys That Made Us gave us that whole I named He-Man bit. I don't remember the specifics because it's been a while since I watched that, but and I watched that the Grayskull when Nick mentioned that to me this week, and that was totally absent, and I noticed that, but it makes you wonder how much reality TV.
How much they played it up.
That's a good point.
They actually said they tried to downplay that a lot because there was a lot more shit slinging than made the air.
That's crazy.
If you notice, Roger Sweet was not even in the Powers of Grayskull documentary, and Mark Taylor was. And I think a lot of the problems lie between Roger Sweet and Mark Taylor over who was the creator.
Yeah,
that seemed to come up.
So they both lay claim to it.
Mark Taylor, he came up with the design. Roger Sweet came up with the name, but Mark Taylor the first wave or two of figures, he created everything. As Roger Sweet was the one that coined the name.
Yeah.
But that I found them both to be very good. But I think I probably enjoyed the toys that made this episode more than the actual documentary.
That's where I'm headed to.
Dude, I was
Because
going to say the same.
I mean, the documentary, it was good. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again, I'm sure, at some point. But it just seemed a lot more generalized, and I really enjoyed the whole creative aspect and talking to the designers and the sculptors and the concept and everything. I really enjoy that aspect of things more.
Right.
But that's
Yeah,
just personal preference.
And I think with the shorter running time, they had to condense it down a lot more. So you just got like a lot more meat in the episode as opposed to the documentary.
But you got a lot less of stuff though. It was like a lot less shit shown and discussions going about. I mean, I just feel like with the longer episode, with the longer, the longer documentary, they just had more time to get into stuff, and that's kind of why I liked it more. I enjoyed listening to people talk a little bit more, and I don't know. It's just I like that one better, but I like the Toys That Made Us too. I like that one as well. So, man, I ain't hating on either one of them, but yeah.
I dug the documentary too because it was the detail they went into, a little more on the engineering side, a little more on the
back. Exactly. Yeah, I kind of dug that too.
Toys That Made Us was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was. But I mean, they're both great.
I'm an engineering nerd, so.
I mean, did you guys learn anything that you didn't know already from either one of them?
A ton, actually.
I
like how they were doing the prototyping and shit too. That was kit bashing and shit.
I thought it was. I didn't know the whole thing about like the Big Sam figures.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't either. Actually,
how they all got like repurposed and shit. Like that Cringer was just a regular tiger, and
Yep.
Samby's 9-inch figure, like it worked as like.
Yeah.
I like
they were just ripping shit off left and right, dude.
And then like how dude was just trying to sell it to like Child World and shit with talking about the comic, and then he had to up the ante and go to the animated series and shit. Those dudes were hustling their fucking asses off.
Yeah, they were. And then it was the low part for me was seeing old ass Dolph Lundgren. So I was like, God, he's old as shit.
Still beat my ass.
Did you know that dude is has a PhD?
In
he
chemistry.
is a genius.
I'm sure he is
an absolute
ass
genius.
whooping.
He just I looked at him like, oh my God, because I really liked him. I loved him in Rocky, and I mean, I despised that He-Man movie, but he was
very cool. I enjoyed the fuck out of that He-Man movie back in the day, man. I remember I had.
Did you really?
Dude,
I hated it, dude.
Well, Russ, you got to remember you're 42 years older than me, so.
Oh, thank you.
I'm kidding. I remember I had. You remember the toy line Constructs? Remember those? The little gray bars and the. So I would always try my best. I had a little spinny motor for it, and I would try to build that cosmic key all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I remember, the documentary was like, let's make some new characters. There's Blade, and then the guy that looks kind of sort of like a troll. I don't remember his name. But I remember seeing those going in Hills Shopping Center and seeing the figures from the movie. I'm like,
shout out to Hills, man.
Dude, Hills are gangsters. Fuck.
Hills, when they shut our Hills down, it was a sad day.
Hell yeah.
It's so hard. One of my best friend in high school got arrested for the first time for shoplifting baseball cards from Hills.
Nice.
But I remember seeing those movie figures, and I'm like, I don't care about these people. And they didn't, they had almost made them look. They were more realistic looking than like the.
That's true. They were.
That were out. I'm like, this dude won't fit in with my Beast Man over here, or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, because they actually tried to make them look like the real real world character, that you saw in the movie, where you got just animated looks of the others.
Yeah. Right.
Shit. It was it's funny. I can look back on that movie now, and I can probably look at it and not hate it like I did when I was younger, because I can kind of look at it for what it was.
Right.
Whereas I despised it when it came out originally. I was like, this is horrific. You know, because I was a big He-Man fan. You know, and oh man,
I was
they
infatuated with fucking
I loved
Courtney
it.
Cox.
I loved it as a kid. I
did you
made
really?
I made my mom sit through that shit 3 times in a row at my local theater. I saw it 3 times in a row.
Man,
Punish
she's
that
a
poor
good
woman. What's wrong
mom.
with you?
She's a good mom.
Yeah.
The one thing about
I'm with Russ. Actually, I hated it as a kid, but I enjoy it a lot more now as an adult because of the cheese factor.
That's kind of why I like
yeah.
it. I get the cheesiness of it. And everything. I do what they say when they. I liked Skeletor.
You look
Frank Langella did an awesome job.
Frank Langella was a G in that movie.
He was the saving grace for me of that movie. He's the if I watch it, that's what I can enjoy.
And that's what I really liked about when he was on the documentary. He's actually always spoken highly of playing that role, and he still does, even though it was critically panned.
Yeah,
and wasn't all that good. He was the bright shining spot of that movie, and he still talks about it, and that's great.
Yeah, that was really cool. I didn't realize he was that
outspoken about it.
That outspoken and proud of the work. I guess a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think even Lundgren or Langella had said, now you get a comic book role. It's hell yeah, congrats.
Absolutely.
Back then it was like, oh, you're doing what?
Yep.
Yeah. Almost like a death sentence to your career, Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? But
I don't know. I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was it's cheesy and campy, but it's a fun watch.
Yeah, I guess. I can appreciate that now, but
the only thing when I was a kid watching the movie and Gwildor came on the screen, and I was like, "Is this supposed to be fucking Orko or what?"
I think we all.
What the fuck is this?
Well, I love that they talked about that. It said when they were talking about the making of the movie, and they said that the reason why they didn't have a lot of those characters is because they just didn't have the money for the effects to create them. Because they had additional cheap budget, man. So
they could have got Siegfried and Roy to come in there with the tiger or something. Just run by in the background as a fan nod. They weren't. There was no fans. They were just kids. Buying toys. So at least they didn't fucking kill He-Man in the beginning of the movie. Right?
Yeah.
Jeez, could you imagine that? Because they had hero figures and shit. They could, oh god, that would have been a mess.
Yeah.
I know they were freaking out about He-Man actually killing somebody in the movie. They're like, He-Man doesn't kill. He-Man doesn't kill.
Like, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Big ass sword.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though, if you think about comic book movies today, who are they always fight in comic book movies? These hordes of these random faceless creatures, right?
True.
So it's kind of the same thing. They're very rarely killing anybody. Like, I mean, Suicide Squad, right? Who are those? They had to make up the guys for them to fight.
Yeah. So they weren't actually killing people.
Yeah, they weren't.
They're killing these nasty creatures.
Same thing with Infinity War with the Outriders.
Yeah, that's
every Avengers
movie. Avoid that R rating.
Yeah.
Look at old school G.I. Joe, man. All that gunfire going back and forth, and nobody ever hits a damn thing.
Yeah,
it's like watching Star Wars all over again.
Them lasers, man. Them lasers.
Super.
Pew 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 pew.
Blue and red.
Oh, that's good. So all right, we beat that enough, Nick.
Yeah, I think we beat that up. But I think basically the takeaway is that both are a good watch, and
absolutely
one is like a Cliff Notes version of the other.
Yeah, if you like going into detail on the back end engineering and the prototyping process and all of that, if you nerd out on that kind of shit, watch the documentary for sure. If you want just a general overview, a little bit of a once over, quick glance, then Toys That Made Us knocks out.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I think it's time to get into some wrestling.
Oh shit, pro wrestling.
Oh, here we go. All right, I'm gonna screen share a little bit in a second. PWI Pro Wrestling Illustrated came out with, I don't know how old this list is. That I grabbed it off of actually Bray Wyatt's Twitter, and his caption for this list, it is the PWI's 10 greatest factions of all time. And his quote on this was, "This is why I do the things that I do."
See, I thought WWE put that one out. Did they?
No, this is PWI.
Gotcha.
Well, if he's got it up on his screen, he must be the Wyatt family's in there somewhere.
No.
No,
No.
they're not. Oh,
Mhm.
thank God.
No, I think he's saying the madness of it is making him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I get it. I totally mistook that. Okay, cool.
Let's see. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, now I see a bazillion of them. Okay, there you go. There's one.
All
All
right,
right.
cool.
This list is just so wrong.
Let's
me
start
see.
with number 1. They have the Shield
Mm.
as the greatest faction of all time in wrestling.
That's rough. This
This
wow.
was a WWE list. I think this was a WWE list, bro. This
Oh,
guy-
Yeah, that's what I
Because
thought. Because I
all-
thought that.
All the photos say Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Well, is it possible that WWE took it from
Probably just
PWI?
photo credit. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this
Look
is-
at those old because it's the old pictures that have that on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, WWE
Alright.
put this out. So Undisputed Era has been around for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nexus,
right.
Nexus was a bust.
Yeah,
They had a great debut, but they were a bust.
And look, I don't
Yeah,
mind.
it
I don't
was.
mind the New Day at all. I don't know if they're one of the greatest factions. What have they done other than they're nonsense? Yeah, DX, NWO, the Four Horsemen, and maybe the Freebirds.
Yeah.
After that, it's just a bunch of dudes.
Well, what about
Heart
Evolution?
I can see the Heart
Foundation,
Foundation.
Yeah, but you know what? Think back. What the fuck did that accomplish? I mean, they did nothing.
Yeah.
For Evolution, or
They were protecting
No,
Bret
the
Hart. They were just
the Hart,
protecting
okay.
Bret Hart.
Yeah,
That's true.
That was it.
Yeah, that's true.
See,
That's a good point.
see, like the way that Wyatt presented it, I thought this was PWI. I didn't think he'd go all in on WWE like that. So that makes his tweet even better.
yeah.
Yeah.
His vague booking like Russ. Russ is a vague booker, so I hear.
But all right, since it is WWE's list, we can excuse some of it, but not a lot of it. I mean, there's no Dangerous Alliance, but there's Four Horsemen and Freebirds.
Yeah,
Which were technically never part of the WWE either.
So-
So wait,
neither were the
Freebirds
Horsemen.
were there for a cup of coffee. So
is 3 the magic number to become a faction? I mean, that's kind
I
of vague
guess.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Yeah, because you see Hogan, Hall, and Nash there, and then you see the New Day. It's only 3 of them, so I guess you have to have at least 3. Same thing with the Shield.
Where's the NWO black and white after the red was the cool ones and the black and white was
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the Wolfpack and all that shit.
Wolfpack and NWO Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's when it started to go downhill.
What about? I
Next
mean,
split.
think about all the ridiculous factions there were in WCW. The
WCW.
No Limit Soldiers, the West
the
Texas
filthy
Rednecks.
animals.
Yeah.
oh my God.
Filthy animals.
the LWO.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we
right. The
talked-
Latino world. Yeah, that's awesome.
We talked about
what
this a
was
few weeks ago.
what was Bill DeMont's faction?
Dungeon of Doom, babe? Oh no,
Bill
no,
DeMont,
no.
not Kevin Sullivan.
He had that
Freaks.
The Misfits. whatever
Misfits.
the-
Misfits in action.
Yeah,
The-
Misfits in
what
action.
was it, Golgo? That was John Tinta wearing the
Yeah.
mask with Luna and all those
Oh,
guys.
the oddities.
And then ICP showed up, and
Yeah.
Oh,
Kevin Sullivan had the varsity club at one point.
yeah. Kevin
I
Sullivan.
loved the Varsity
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
And the Dungeon of Doom, baby. I love that.
Right.
I know people talk about it as a low point of wrestling, but man, that shit was hilarious to me week in and week out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is anybody on this list? Would you guys see any of them are the greatest?
I would put the
Four
Four Horsemen at number 1.
Four Horsemen.
That's-
For wrestling, it's Four
Yeah.
Horsemen. For what it did to the business, it's a tie between the NWO and DX.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think the Horsemen were just amazing. They were kind of maybe they were like kind of the blueprint for the rest of these. Actually,
That's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
my favorite version of the Horsemen too. Was the one that picture that they used of Orin, Barry, Rick, and Tully.
Yeah,
That's
there were some watered down horsemen groups over the years. If you
that's
look at
true.
everybody that was ever a horseman, it's like
Mhm.
Yeah,
Paul Roma,
yeah, Paul Roma.
Sting, Vader, Luger.
Mongo McMichaels. Was it Benoit Horseman?
Yeah.
Benoit was
Pillman.
Filming for
That's-
just a hiccup.
Cup of coffee. Yeah.
They just let anybody in.
And even I know, right? They just like, damn, the standards have gotten low.
You get a T-shirt. And you
Yeah.
get a T-shirt.
And wait a minute, was Sting a horseman at one point for a second?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I said that, Russ.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I was busy yapping.
Yeah.
God damn, they really did have a lot of. I remember when they wanted Rowdy Piper to join the Horsemen, and he said, "No, fuck off," and they beat his ass. That's all I remember back in the day. That was like a little bit like in the late 90s, I guess, when that went down. But and I'm thinking to myself, these aren't the Horsemen I know. Jesus Christ, who are these guys?
Yeah, see, in that Horseman group is the one that went into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And then I think it's the same thing with the Freebirds, because I don't think Jimmy Garvin's in the Hall of Fame when the Freebirds went in.
And do you guys realize
Jimmy Garvin was there. Jimmy Garvin was there. Yeah,
right.
he went in with him. Yeah.
Do you guys realize how bad of a man Terry Gordy was?
He was a legit badass.
Man, if he had ever like really gotten a break in the States, holy crap.
Not only that, man, but the shit he did in ECW, putting people over and shit.
Oh
when he was
yeah.
on his last
Yeah, I mean,
legs.
look at his Japan stuff, man. Jesus.
Yeah, Gordy was something else, man. He was one of the guys I remember. The very first time I watched pro wrestling, I got to see him, and I was blown away. I don't know, he was pretty awesome. Kind of got me into it the very first time. So, wow. I don't know.
It makes more sense now that you guys told me this is a WWE list, because like there's just so many factions that should be on here before like
a lot of these guys.
Number 4 and
Okay, but what about Evolution? Do you guys consider them one of the greatest factions?
No,
yeah, like number 9 or 10.
Yeah, I don't know if they were around long enough though. Weren't they around really short?
They had a good storyline. You know, we were kind of talking about it before. You know, it launched Batista and Randy Orton's careers, basically.
Right, exactly.
Made them main eventers, you know, so that was the whole purpose of it. You know, it was just during the whole fucking Triple H reign of terror, fucking in 2002.
Well, and Flair
2003.
After, you know, Flair didn't wrestle for almost 2 years after the WCW buyout because he was getting paid to sit in his ass, and he comes back in, and you know he admits it. He had no confidence in himself anymore, so they put him with these younger guys, because he had so much value still, but he was so hesitant on his own to do it. So it worked out. It worked out good from that standpoint.
It wasn't the plan when he first brought him back in was he wasn't going to wrestle initially for a minute, right? And
it lasted three months. 3 months.
Yeah, before they said, "No, fuck that, we're putting you in the ring," right?
And
But
you
without,
know,
go ahead, Jose. Sorry.
I was gonna say it almost got derailed because you know Batista and Randy Orton, you know, got injured, you know, so it was just wound up being Flair and Triple H for a while, but then they came back and you know they continued the storyline. You know?
Wasn't there originally somebody else instead of Batista that was supposed to be in, or something? There was originally somebody else, right?
Jindrak, I remember.
Jindrak was somebody that. Yeah,
Jindrak.
I think Bruce Pritchard said that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Jesus.
He said he had the $1 million look. He really had the in-ring skills, but he had no charisma whatsoever. The most important part.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Nowadays, you can get by on that and have no ring skill, and
you know, Raven said years ago, you need to be able to talk on the mic. You need 3 moves, and you need a ring jacket, and you can get over in any building.
He's not
wrong.
He's not wrong at all. The most important one is the ring jacket.
Dude,
yeah, indeed.
That's why Roman Reigns never gets over. He wears that goddamn body armor. He doesn't have a ring jacket.
Like, I'm so surprised. Like, you're talking about that. I'm so surprised. Like, Paul Heyman never worked that into an angle. Like, saying this man wrestles with body armor, you know, and making him take it off and shit.
Is there a reason for that? Does anyone has he ever given
I
a
told
reason?
you, he's got a third nipple and he just wants to hide it.
No,
they don't.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
He wrestled in trunks in FCW or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The only thing I can think is it was over with the Shield, so he was the one they kept on running it with.
Oh, weird. Okay. Wow. Damn. Because I mean, the other guys lost their. Well, I guess they recently put the shit back on now, but they they actually, sold some T-shirts, and maybe Roman Reigns could sell some T-shirts if he'd start wearing them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why is CM Punk? What was CM Punk's little click with Festus and the chick, bald-headed chick?
Straight Edge Society.
Why is that not on this list?
I love that. I love that shit. Yeah,
because
that shit was great.
Because he's burned his bridge.
I know.
And that's why.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me there ain't nobody else on here that's burned a bridge?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. You could look a lot of guys on here. Bridges.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Really?
I loved that.
I did too. I thought he was a talented motherfucker, man.
Wade Barrett was great.
He was a big, strong, good-looking dude, man.
Yeah.
Every few months, there's rumors he's coming back, but I don't think so.
Well, listen,
if he were going to come back, he would have come back at All In. And
dude, I don't know, man. After seeing Drew McIntyre in the spot he's in after being in 3-man band for 4 years, and Jinder Mahal as well. Anything?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, Jinder's back down in the mid card, so he.
Hey, but he's on the roster.
Yeah,
he also he had a world title run, man.
Yeah, he had a 6-month run. Yeah, they gave him a 6-month run.
Yeah, so
sell them pay-per-views.
Slater might be able to get an in-ground pool for his 17 kids.
I have to tell you, that gimmick cracks me up so much.
Yes, that was so funny.
I feed my kids.
And the whole Rhino in the background just eating like spray cheese on saltine crackers.
I have to say that working in the independent wrestling scene for as long as I did, that guy, Slater, that guy existed at every pro wrestling show.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you think I can get a little extra gas money tonight? Or, hey, man, money. I know the payoff wasn't what we was expecting. Do you think I could take that hot dog water home?
Gross.
Walter in the chat.
Hot ham water.
That's
the development hot ham water.
What are y'all gonna do with the rest of that nacho cheese?
Well, yeah.
I told Tammy I was gonna bring her some nachos. You got any left?
How'd you know her name was Tammy?
They're all named Tammy.
Because her
it's the generic white trash name.
Yeah.
Walter's like Rob was saying. Walter's asking, "Where's the Nation of Domination?"
Dude, that's a good one, man.
Hey, you know what? They were awesome, man. What about the Undertaker's group?
The Ministry.
The
Ministry of Darkness.
And there was another one. What was some of the other ones? What was it? The DOA, the bikers.
Yeah, that's right, DOA.
Costa Rica's.
Hey,
where the fuck is the Job Squad?
Nation of Domination was the one that pretty much launched The Rock's career too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting food out of the building. Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked up. They fucked up with this list. They fucked up.
Hey, listen. Let's think about it from a WWE standpoint. Who on this list is currently working in the WWE? The Shield, the New Day, and the Undisputed Era. They're just putting their guys over.
Yeah,
true.
Because there's nobody else right now.
PSA is in the back. In the back office.
Yeah,
Jim Neidhart just died.
Flair and Triple H are on it twice.
Yep. Yeah.
Slater's there. He's the only one from the Nexus left. Oh wait, Daniel Bryan too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Otunga.
He's
Otunga. Yeah.
Is he still on a contract with them?
He's just an announcer.
He's just an announcer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At least he's better than Corey fucking Graves.
Deluxe brings up a comment. What about our
Money Incorporated?
Money Inc. Yeah.
Money Inc.
The Heenan family.
That's pretty good. Money was great. All right. Yeah, they definitely left off some good ones, didn't they?
If we were to see, like I said, when I first pulled this, I didn't realize it because I saw the Horsemen and the fucking Freebird, so I didn't realize it was just a WWE list. There's no Triple Threat, no Jersey Triad.
You know,
we were talking about last
Triad.
night.
Yeah.
My God.
Jersey Triad. That's great.
Look, Brian Brink's like, "Where's the Wolfpack?"
Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Brink just woke up from a nap.
Coco, hey, Matt Baldwin. I got hit in the face with a wet mop via Coco Beware one time.
Nice.
Nice.
Now
This
the
is
question
after
is,
the
did you
bird.
call it Moppy?
I didn't, and that was after the bird had died in a fire. So
Oh.
I did whatever Coco asked me to do.
Poor Coco.
Coco Beware. Good
Sell
God.
them up, kid. Sell them up.
All right, so that's
Sell
one
them out.
list. Let me
Sell
stop
it.
this real quick so I can find the other one real quick.
That is horrific.
Yeah, so if that was a PWI list, they would have went way more in depth, like way more.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, because they're more like apt to pay homage to guys that aren't WWE guys, So
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
They would have considered all the Japanese factions and all
Sure,
that stuff,
sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, Bullet Club would have been on there.
Oh yeah,
Bullet Club
Club,
probably would have been number one. Bullet Club probably would have been number one, just because they're so popular right now.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, though.
I just think it's neat. How deep you guys want to get in on the PWI 500 top 10, top 20?
I mean,
let's just pull up what you got and we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Right.
See, Sam's completely checked out right now.
You got like a wrestling match going on right now. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Master Skinny Toy, CZW. I was in South Jersey today working, and they had signs all over the side of the road for a CZW show this weekend.
oh wow.
Yeah, that girl I was talking to at NJCC trains there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I was gonna ask you about that, but I didn't know what that gimmick was.
CZW, that's pretty awesome.
She cosplays in the Philly area.
Sorry, hold on a second. I fucked up.
I want to.
Is someone being murdered?
That's what happens at Son's house every week.
Talk about Robert D's kids fucking being up late.
You guys see this?
Dude, it's not late here.
Yeah.
It's only 9:30.
I see Kenny Omega #1 and AJ Styles #2.
Yeah.
I'm actually not mad about either one of these.
Yeah,
I would have.
I mean,
I would have put AJ in the top spot just because he's in the top company. But I get Kenny Omega as well. I get it. I fucking get it.
Well, see, I think you put Kenny Omega #1 because of where he's doing it and how much exposure he's getting for them.
Yeah, so I really think that him being #1, first of all, this whole thing's a fucking work. Hopefully you all know that.
Yeah.
This is all
what? I thought this was real. Are you kidding?
When you get into the 2s and 3s and 4s and 500s, all the indie guys, it's all politics.
It's still real to me, damn it.
No, it's all promoters riding in and putting their guys over. That's who. That's
Of course.
But somebody is listening back. What is happening right now?
Don't worry.
We're caught in a time.
I'll get back to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think Kenny Omega being #1 says a lot of things. One, I think it says that you do not have to be, you don't have to be a WWE superstar to be a superstar in the pro wrestling business.
That's a good point. Yep. I agree.
And listen, he's not even Ring of Honor, and people have opinions about Ring of Honor, but at the end of the day, Ring of Honor is like the feeder system for NXT right now. But he's not a Ring of Honor regular. I think he wrestles there some, but he's not like a contracted guy because he's contracted with New Japan. And that promotion has become so much more. They got new leadership at New Japan, so it's become a lot more accessible to.
Oh, we lost him.
We lost him.
Just for a sec, he'll come back, I think.
All right.
Yeah, it's New Japan.
I can see the top. I can see the top two there. I'm not a. We were talking about this a few weeks ago. I'm not a huge AJ Styles fan, but I can respect him in the #2 spot.
It's funny, Nick. It's funny you say that, Nick. Because I remember years ago, I hated him. I couldn't stand him like that.
Oh my god! How could you fucking hate the best fucking wrestler in the world?
Back when he was with TNA, I couldn't stand him, dude. I couldn't stand him either. I just for some reason I remember when Ric Flair did a little, quick stint in TNA after WWE wouldn't let him work there no more.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that when he was mentoring AJ and stuff. They made him like a little Ric Flair,
Absolutely, I couldn't stand. Hey, I already got Chris in there twice. Nice. What's
Yeah.
up, man?
Sorry, guys.
No worries, dude.
Had to
Sorry.
clone himself.
Yeah.
I got it. The fuck Xfinity. Let's just lay that out there real
I
quick.
hear that.
Oh, I hear you.
All right, 3 and 4, Okada and Lesnar.
Okay,
Fuck-
Lesnar doesn't
fuck
belong on the
Lesnar.
list. Fuck
Fuck
Lesnar.
Lesnar.
I hate him.
He shouldn't be in. Well, you know what? I get it because of his status, his stature, his name,
Yeah.
who he is. He was
That's
Universal Champion. Blah
He
blah.
sells them pay-per-views, man.
But
He's a draw.
but just the fact that he's 4 times a year, maybe I'm saying in this last run, maybe 5 matches he wrestled like within a calendar year. Like I don't know.
There's only
I
only
agree.
one. There's a couple people you can blame for that, and it's mostly Vince McMahon and Hunter because they signed him to that deal.
Yeah.
True.
It isn't like the guy was saying "fuck you," I'm not coming to work, and it was legitimately, you scheduled me for 12 dates a year.
No, but that's because that's what Lesnar wants. He doesn't want to fucking be there every week traveling.
I understand, but at the same time, they signed off on the deal. It isn't like he didn't force anybody's hand, so you
you're
can't
right.
blame anybody.
Yeah.
They should. I mean, hey, if they knew that and they wanted to waste, literally, in my opinion, waste their fucking title for a goddamn year, that's fine.
God, they did too. You're right, Chris. It was a waste. It's so bad. They destroyed that title, man.
But you know what that
was-
did, in my opinion, that elevated the Intercontinental title.
It did. It absolutely did.
Between the work the Miz did with that belt, which he's very proud of, and the fact that it was the #1 title 80% of the time on television and pay-per-view for that brand. I think at the end of the day, it may not have been a horrible move.
Yeah, you may be right because they got a chance to get some mid carders up into the a more prominent status. So,
well, I don't think he deserves a #4 spot like on that, a high spot like that, just because he was champion for like whatever a year plus.
Yeah.
And Rainmaker, I know who he is. I saw him wrestle on All In probably for the first time ever.
Right.
And honestly, I haven't seen enough of his work to judge him, but I don't know enough to put him in #3, and hell, he's #1 the year before. So
yeah.
I haven't seen him a lot either.
Well, he's the most over guy in Japan. I know that.
Yeah.
Since Nakamura and AJ left.
I think that Lesnar being that high, as much as I love Lesnar, Punk was amazing in his run. I think he should definitely be.
He hasn't wrestled this year, though.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yeah, it's only from the last year.
Oh, I thought it was all time.
No, this is 2018.
My mistake.
If you just base it on activity alone, like he shouldn't be in the top 10, just based off activity.
No.
All right. Well, what they had listed for their top 5 moments during the evaluation period. In spite of rumors he was leaving the WWE, pinned Roman Reigns after a 6th F5 to retain his title at WrestleMania 4.
By the way, my friend made that move.
Pinned Reigns in a fatal 4-way in a match at SummerSlam that also includes Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman. Defeated AJ Styles in a non-title bout at Survivor Series.
That was his best match, fucking in this judging period.
Stopped Braun Strowman to retain the Universal title at No Mercy. And success. This is the one I thought was the best. Was the when he defended against Samoa Joe at Great Balls of Fire.
I'm glad they gave Samoa Joe a little bit of a burn, but I think the match with AJ overall was better. It was longer. It was more like the old Lesnar from back in the day when he actually wrestled the match. Because a lot of his matches just suplex at 5 at 5. That's it.
Yep,
that's another thing.
They are.
That's another thing.
But one thing about Lesnar's run, though, I like the fact that he would have such long droughts without a match because it made those world title matches feel like they meant more when they were anybody except for Roman Reigns anyway.
So they approach it like a UFC title. Those guys don't defend the belt every month.
Nope.
So
that's true.
Kind of the angle I think they took with it.
All right, 5 is Seth Rollins.
I'm gonna be honest. I could at this point I could kind of take it or leave it with Seth.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good, talented guy, but it's like he's been doing the same exact shit for ever since the Shield broke up. I mean, he was a heel, now he's a babyface again, debatably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like he only got hot like just right before WrestleMania because Dean Ambrose got hurt and they had to break up that, and Jason Jordan got hurt, so they had to break up that makeshift tag team, and they had no choice then to put him like in the spotlight as a single star. But most of this judging period, he was fucking wrestling the bar every week with Dean Ambrose on Raw, like, you know what I'm saying? For
They got boring real quick.
Yeah, so you know he's high up, he's talented, but like I think for what he did, I probably wouldn't have put him that high up either.
Now, Strowman's 6. Do you think that this list would be better, like overall, if they switched Strowman and Lesnar?
Nah, I think honestly,
I don't know, because I think Strowman is what he is. I don't even know if he should be ranked 6. I don't know. I mean, God, that's kind of high for Strowman. I mean, Strowman's great and all, but I don't know. I think there's better, more talented wrestlers. I mean, he's just a big guy to throw. He's pretty athletic, I will say that for a big guy. But and his mic skills are okay. I like his mic. He's all right. Sometimes he's okay. Sometimes he's not.
I think his mic skills are great for a big guy.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. If you compare it like that, Chris, you're right. Because most big guys seem to not do that great on the mic. I don't know why. It seems like they always have to have a mouthpiece, you know. But
yeah,
it's pretty good for a big guy, you know.
Yeah.
I love Seth Rollins, so I can't. That's kind of one of my favorite wrestlers. So I can't I can't judge him here. Mm-hmm. Number 5's too low. Should be number 1. I'm kidding.
You can see Strowman learning every week and stuff like that. He's improving.
Yeah, you can. He's definitely getting better. Definitely getting better. It's just, you know,
in everything, like marked improvement on the mic. There's marked improvement in the ring. I mean,
and I like that they're kind of healing him up a little bit again too. I like him as a heel. I can't stand him as a face. So
dude, I'm loving this little faction he's got with Ziggler.
Same here. I like it.
Yeah.
I do too.
See, I was talking to Jose about this last night after we went off air. Jose did his show, Verbally Challenged, and we talked some wrestling stuff. And to me, like, how much better would it be if they had put fucking Strowman with Sanity?
Well, I mean, what if they had kept the Wyatt family together and kept him in the Wyatt family? Because remember, that's where he came in.
Yeah.
Or like when they did the Deleters of Worlds, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It could have been dope.
Could have been a heater for Bray Wyatt, you know what I'm saying? Get over himself and fucking, you know.
They want so bad to make him an individual star. They're so bad, you know. They want to push him hard. I don't know. I wish they just go ahead and put the damn strap on him already. But get it over with.
He's gonna.
I have to say, I hate the way they're booking his Money in the Bank run.
Yeah, I do too. I don't like it.
And if he loses to Reigns, if he doesn't win, he already almost has that stigma now of can't win the big one because he's lost twice to Brock, and he's lost to Reigns before, you know. Yep. So
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Speaking of Roman Reigns,
yeah, Reigns is number 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you hear that silence? Move on.
That speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Would you ever think that Cody Rhodes would be in the top 10?
After Stardust, no.
Yeah.
I loved that gimmick.
Did you really?
Too, but you wouldn't put him in the top 10 as Stardust. I don't think.
No, you wouldn't. And I think what he's done is going to redefine the way a pro wrestler makes a living.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he's also kind of demonstrated you can do it without the machine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's
so. After WCW folds, TNA may or may not be a viable option for help. They apparently don't pay people, but every other paycheck, anyways. But
yeah, that's what I hear.
If you don't go to TNA, although those people still do work indies, you can make a living and make yourself a star, potentially bigger than you were.
Yep.
By going to the indies.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And now that they're kind of have the ability to put together their own show, I mean, him and a lot of us, I mean, that's
Yeah,
all in was amazing. So I think
we're gonna talk all in. After
We'll
this.
talk
I
about
just,
that.
yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with what those guys have done. That's what I'll say. And
I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna piss Chris off. I could tell.
I'm gonna say some shit. I don't know. You might be surprised after you hear my opinion,
but yeah, that's cool. I mean,
Number 9's
Tetsuya Naito
I don't know very much about him except for
defeated Kenny Omega in the G1 Climax.
Okay.
Beat Suzuki to be the IWGP Intercontinental. I don't even know who Ishii is. I don't watch enough New Japan to know. Beat Marty at the jointly promoted RevPro NJPW Global Wars.
Marty Jannetty?
No, sorry, Marty Scurll.
Marty Scurll.
What if it was Marty Jannetty? He all of a sudden showed up in New Japan like
Dude.
tomorrow.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
With a walker, That'd be great.
with a walker and some ant abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naito's pretty nice if you're not familiar with him. I don't keep up too much with New Japan either, but I've seen a few of this guy's matches. He's good in the ring.
And I think the next dude, Miz, is in the perfect spot.
I was literally gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That dude. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I hated the Miz early on in his career. I hated him on the real world. And then he gets but man, he has busted his ass to define himself in as a bluefish and a sea of redfish. No political slant intended there, but he's great on the mic. Obviously he married one of the hottest chicks in the game and is running with that now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he's a good looking guy, so he you can say what you want about the Marine 42. But apparently they're making enough money because they keep on fucking pumping them out. And he's getting paid residuals on those every time they sell the DVD or whatever or stream it.
I think what I love about him too is he basically has taken this character and I think he's ran with it, like you said, Chris. He's just defined himself and what a heel! He's just a great heel, man. I don't know. I like him a lot. I hated him early in his career, just like you did. Like you said, I couldn't stand him either. But now he's one of my favorites.
I mean, I'll say that he's a guy that has put himself in a position where he could be that guy that says, no, I'm not going to help anybody out. I'm not going to put anybody over. But for somebody as number 10, if you look at win-loss records, number 10, I swear he's got the worst one of the top 10.
Probably.
That motherfucker looks at the lights more than anybody else.
Yeah.
I commend him for.
Absolutely.
I guess we can do a real quick rundown of 11 to 20 because I don't want to take up more time with this. But 11, Shinsuke.
Yeah. That may be a little high after expectations, but
and the car crash and everything. 12, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Yeah. Andre at 13, CN.
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
He was killing it in NXT. Once he got Zelina Vega, he completed the package and his stock rose.
Yeah, he needs a mouthpiece. He's not a guy that can handle it on his own because he doesn't speak English that great.
That was the best thing they could have done for him was get that mouthpiece for him.
It was a good contrast matchup. Him and what's her name? Zelina.
Yeah, Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Zelina Vega.
Him and her versus Rusev and Lana.
Yeah.
You got the bigger bodies and then the smaller, more athletic.
Yeah, that chick is tiny.
Yeah,
she is. Yeah, she is the little thing.
Fucking Lana looked like a giant. 14, Jinder.
Based on the run, you kind of have to put him in there.
Yeah.
I think this might be way too low for the year he had. 15, Dalton Castle.
I don't know, man, because he's not a. I don't think he's established himself as a name.
I can't hear that, but he had a 7-month reign.
He had a reign of
Cody for it
with the Ring of Honor title. Yeah.
He kind of stormed onto the scene with that. That was pretty impressive.
16, Finn.
Might be a little high for,
Yeah.
considering that he wasn't really involved in any kind of major storylines, you know.
How long was he out?
This is another guy that I think the WWE has ruined. They've absolutely ruined.
Yeah.
17 KO.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Another guy that I don't think they know what to do with.
I'm tired. I'm tired
No.
of his dick. I need him to do something different.
Yeah. Me too.
Well, I've not watched anything current in a while, but when I did quit watching, he was one of the reasons why I had hung in as long as I did.
I mean, he was awesome in the Indies, you know, and Ring of Honor and PWG. But man, I don't know. Everybody gets so watered down by the time they get to the big show, and at this point,
That's
you really got to change it. I mean, look at what AJ did. He completely, you know, basically quit using his finisher. So did Samoa Joe. After he damn near killed Natty's husband, but
Yeah.
18 Orton. I think that's high.
Yeah.
he wasn't even there all year.
How long he was out.
Yeah, I mean, he had a title run, you know, lost to Gender, and then he was just basically putting people over. He wasn't, you know, didn't really have a strong run in that last.
I mean,
year.
has he reached a point in his career where he's just going to job to a lot of the young guys now? I mean, is that what he's going to do?
Well, I think he's going to help get over a lot of the younger guys. But at the same time, man, he's feuding with fucking Jeff Hardy, and they're the same age.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So I don't know exactly what angle they're going for there.
Yeah, he's still young. He's at that point that he could put people over now, but he could still keep getting runs himself. You know, if they want to do it.
Could you see him having another world title run?
Of course. Yeah. He's only 38. He's only 38 years old. He's got plenty of time. I
mean, he can do some nasty stuff as a heel. I mean, think about the punting.
Yeah, they need to bring that back.
That's all they need to do. That's all they need to do is put focus on him again, and he could be a crazy heel for them again.
He's got a whole nother generation of quote unquote legends to kick around now. Maybe he can knock Shawn Michaels' eye straight. What the fuck happened to that guy's eye? What happened?
The fucking TV spot with the Miz.
Is that what did it?
Yeah.
He really did get fucked up. Yeah.
Miz wrote about it in one of his books.
Yeah, I thought it was a storyline at first.
Does that affected his ability to hunt, though?
You only need one eye for a scope.
Hey, as long as you don't hunt what you can't kill, you're okay.
Number 19 is another Japanese wrestler, Minoru Suzuki. Again, sorry, guess I'm not a good wrestling fan. I'm not familiar.
I think that's the guy that fucking broke his neck like a few weeks ago. I gotta look that up. That might be him.
Yikes!
Shit.
And 20th is Cena.
Okay. All right. Now, they're giving him that prop obviously for what he's done, right? I mean,
it's like a legacy award.
Past, 10 years. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the shit he did at WrestleMania was entertaining. I'll say
that's true.
Hey,
my kid, John Cena.
Hey, Nick, before we move off this subject, if you don't mind, will you turn to the very last page and let's look at like the last couple guys and see if we even know
just real quick. I just wanted to go through some people that Cena was above.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe.
He's glorious.
Samoa Joe. Wow. I like Samoa Joe.
Bobby Roode didn't do dick in the last year. So
Bobby Roode's so glorious that they put him in a tag team with a guy who can't seem to keep a tag team partner.
That's right.
So Austin Aries at 25 and Takahashi at 27.
Wow.
It's all work, guys.
Yeah, it's all work. Like Chris said, it's all about trying to push, certain guys. So,
okay.
Let's see here.
It's great exposure for all these guys to be in here.
That's not you in that picture, Chris?
No.
Chris Castle.
I'm just rolling through here to see if I recognize any of these names. And some of these names are awful. Chris Parrish. Making his way in the ring.
Puff.
Weighing in at 186 pounds, 5'8".
Keith Youngblood.
Look at Puff. That popular Western New York rookie scored a convincing win over Joey Ryan in June. I wonder if he had any lollipops.
Scroll, go back another page. Let me see. don't waste too much time, but I just want to see because it is kind of curious just to see because I do go to like House of Glory here in New York. It's an independent promotion run by the Amazing Red, and they do have a couple of good guys in there, like a couple of nice prospects. So if they make this list, that's actually kind of cool.
James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth is 475.
Hey, I'll be
you can
honest.
listen. You mock him a little bit, but he's done pretty good after the WWE.
His home promotion is about an hour from where I live, so
he made something of himself with that intergender title. I mean, he's a little scrawny guy who wrestles women. That's great. Good for him.
No chin whatsoever.
Nice. Found a niche for himself.
Yeah. I always used to like getting the PWI 500 every year. It's been years since I picked it up, but
you can pick it up for $3.99. Like I have it here on Zinio.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I'm just looking for anybody. I reckon a cheeseburger.
Tom Lawler.
Dude, me and Jose watched Bubba Ray Dudley beat that guy to death.
That Ring of Honor
Bully Ray or whatever he goes by now.
Bully Ray.
Crazy Steve in 430.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
All right.
That's funny, man.
So there's your PWI 500 this year.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I didn't want to believe what Chris said. I was supposed to think it wasn't true. No, it's all it works. No.
Yeah.
Goddamn, poor Rob is going through some shit, so that's why he's not here right now, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope everything's gonna be all right. Won't put any personal things out there, but
Yeah.
hope everything will be all right, Rob.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go and move into All In.
All in.
All right, so how many of you guys caught the pre-show on WGN?
I saw about half of it. I honestly forget snuck up on me.
I watched some of it, not a lot.
You got that channel, Chris? You got WGN America?
Yeah, we get it. I had to search for it because I've never watched it since probably the last time.
I just remember that being the
Chicago Bulls are playing.
That used to be the station I used to watch Dukes of Hazzard on.
Fucking in the heat of the night, man. You got to watch that shit.
Yeah, in the heat of the night was great show. So.
Yeah. TNA used to be on WGN before they moved over to Pop, right?
I think so.
No, they were on.
No. Were they on?
Spike.
They were on Spike.
Yeah, they were trying to get a deal worked out with WGN.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was a pretty good show. I was pretty impressed. I liked it. So, good matches.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Jose? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, overall, I did not get to see like the pre-show live.
It was basically a Pro Wrestling Tees commercial, to be honest. Because
I know they were kind of shouting out the sponsors and stuff like that. I know Animal came out, on a bike.
Yeah.
I know the Briscoes wrestled, SoCal.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those guys set the tone for the night, and I know the over budget battle royal
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was
it
was pretty awesome.
Just starting out, SCU defeated the Briscoes, and I like that finish.
Wow.
Where
Shattered Cast had a match.
Yeah, brother.
So that's where Bobby and Robert D had secret. They weren't in the woods.
Yeah, they went to see the wrestling.
I can't imagine Bobby.
But the spot at the end was the Briscoes went for the Doomsday device, but Kazarian caught Mark Briscoe in the midair and delivered a power slam off of Jay's shoulders for the pinfall.
Nice.
So yeah, that was pretty dope.
It's amazing that those guys are as old as they are and can still hit those crazy spots.
Yeah,
that sounds like an impressive spot. Actually,
it really was. There were some really good spots in that. Then we get to the battle royal, which was just fun. It was just a fun little thing to have.
It was great,
especially on free TV.
I just like some of the guys that they brought in for that, and then that chick that was in there, man. Who the hell is she?
She's doing a thing, right?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, what the hell was her
Jordan.
name? I never heard.
I think
Jordan something. I think her name was
Grace.
I was like, all right, this chick's stacked. All right.
Yeah, Jordan Grace. Yeah. Fucking lifted Brian Cage up like that.
Yeah, man,
Brian
that was
Cage is a
impressive.
big fucking dude, and he's big. He's the current X Division champion. That's what was a cool thing too about just the event overall. It was just a mix of all the top independent promotions in North America, and even in Mexico. AAA was represented, CMLL, ROH, the NWA. It was the
hardcore
indie super show. Yeah, indie super show. It's really good.
Fucking Tommy Jr. giving up the polka dots for Dusty.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Got to see the Hurricane,
Yeah, those this is fresh for me and Jose because we recorded his show Verbally Challenged last night talking about those Hurricane chokeslam spots. That was fucking awesome.
That was gold. That was gold.
And so
he could take a beating. I tell you what.
But the end of the match, a unknown luchador won and then took his mask off, and it ended up being Flip Gordon, which is a real good way to pay off all the stuff they were doing in being the Elite, where Flip was trying to get on the show and Cody just kept fucking with him, and the Young Bucks just kept fucking with him, not letting him get on.
Yeah,
and then he got way into the show.
Finagled his way into a Ring of Honor, world title match.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Battle Royal was the last thing on WGN, and we get to the main card. We had Matt Cross versus MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman.
So I need to say I ordered this through Xfinity. Shout out to Xfinity again. And the stream was awful. That first match, I couldn't even watch it. I mean, you couldn't see it. It was like, I actually tweeted to All In. I said, your feed looks like scrambled porno from the 80s. So that's what it looks like.
Damn.
But it never did get completely clear, but it was tolerable after that match.
Yeah.
See, my show was crystal clear on Spectrum.
Yeah, I don't know. I read online, and apparently they use the same ROH setup for the stream. And ROH is apparently pretty lousy on the regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never tried to watch any of their stuff live, so I haven't either. I didn't know. But yeah, this match was probably the most throwaway, I feel like, on the whole show. I love Matt Cross, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very familiar with him. I wasn't familiar with MJF, and like we mentioned, on BC. I just felt like he was showboating a little bit too much, but he was doing what a heel does, and trying to maximize his minutes that he got on this show. So a nice showcase, I guess, for both guys. And but I felt like they probably, with all the time issues that they kind of had towards the end, they probably just could have scrapped this match completely. And it wouldn't have affected the show at all. This is the most throwaway match on the show, in my opinion.
And see, like, I never watched that season of Tough Enough, so I had no emotional touch with Matt Cross.
I mean, I knew Matt Cross from M-Dog 2020. He was a famous backyarder, as funny as that sounds. I mean, he was in a video game for backyard wrestling before he ever did his WWE deal.
Yeah.
So Matt Cross defeated MJF.
Yeah.
And we start getting to the good stuff. Stephen Amell versus Christopher Daniels.
That was hilarious, dude. That was one of the. I laughed a lot in that.
That dude did his thing, man. He fucking did his thing for being just like his third match, his first singles match, and for being a celebrity, like you could tell he put the work in,
He put the work in, and Daniels fucking led him through that like a champ.
Well, Christopher Daniels could put over a wet mop, though.
Yep.
Yeah, good point.
Consummate professional.
But I was just stunned that he even was doing some of the shit he was doing. Some of the spots they were. I'm like, what
that table, that fucking table.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Put himself
Like,
through the table. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but kudos to him, man. That's pretty. He went for it. You know, I dug it.
Christopher Daniels defeated Stephen Amell with the best moonsault ever, which is the way it should have been.
Absolutely.
I'm glad
Yep.
that they didn't, go like
Put
the
him
WWE route
over.
and put over fucking Stephen Amell.
That's
And
exactly what I thought.
It
when
also
that match
it
ended.
also shows like his respect as a fan that he didn't like try to big boy it.
Oh yeah,
So they didn't pull a David Arquette, is what you're saying?
yeah. There was no.
No
That
world
was just-
title. No
that
world
was-
title win for him. Yeah.
That was just dumb movie tickets, guys. You know that.
Cross promotion too, because Cody's going to be appearing in a few episodes of Arrow this upcoming season as well.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
He was in Arrow before. I
Yeah.
don't know what character he plays.
Yeah.
I don't watch that show.
I gave up on that show a while back.
I gave up after like the third episode.
I have never watched Arrow. The only time I've ever seen any of the Arrow characters is when they've had crossovers on The Flash in the first 2 seasons of The Flash.
Next match was the ladies' fatal 4-way: Madison Rayne versus Britt Baker versus Chelsea Green versus Tessa Blanchard.
Yep, pretty fun.
What the hell are you guys doing? Drying your change collection? What is this noise? I'm sorry.
That's my son. My son's making popcorn.
Okay.
Oh,
I
was like, what is that?
That's probably what you hear. Yeah, it's loud as shit. It's being obnoxiously loud.
Nick, that match was a no-sell clusterfuck.
Oh, I know,
was
right?
good. I thought the girls killed it. I thought the girls. Kind of
Okay, well,
Yeah,
Blanchard was trying to run that match. You could tell. And Martinez should have been the one running the match. Tessa takes a DDT right before the finish and doesn't even lay down and sell it. She pops right back up and rolls
right
it
back up
for the next spot. It's like, what is this fucking? I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And look, that's me looking at it at a different angle, maybe than other people, but
But I noticed the same shit. I was thinking to myself, come on, dude. If you get something done to you, it's supposed to hurt you. Come on,
Well, the finish was messy as fuck too.
Oh yeah, the finish was terrible.
It looked like she broke up the pin and the ref counted 3. I thought this thing was probably just supposed to be like a fast-paced match. Like these girls probably just showing what they could do. Chelsea Green, I felt, was probably the most impressive. Like out of
I love her gimmick. A hot mess. Chelsea I've never actually seen her work before. I know she's Zack Ryder's girlfriend. That's the only reason I knew who she was.
Yeah, she's pretty talented. She's pretty awesome. I mean, when she was in TNA,
talented, all right.
Yeah, she had a run in TNA. We had a lot of girlfriends in this match because what's her name? Britt Baker, that's Adam Cole's girlfriend. Yeah. Chelsea Green, Zack Ryder's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Tessa Blanchard used to go out with Ricochet, but
she's dating some other wrestler now.
Yeah.
Some dude I've never heard of.
Like I had never known that Magnum TA was her stepdad.
Yeah, he married.
Well, no, it's more of a Godfather kind of role.
Because that's what they were saying on commentary. They were her stuff.
No, I thought that he married Tully Blanchard's ex-wife.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I may be wrong. I don't know. That would be very odd family relation.
Yeah. I mean, but they're good. They're good friends and shit.
They're just cool with it. They're just cool with it.
Yeah. He's like, look, hey, I hit that ass. Your turn. Go ahead.
They might have been shitting the whole time. You never know.
Yeah.
Caring is caring.
Apparently.
Next up, we got the NWA World Heavyweight Championship match with Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis.
Woo!
Yeah.
Best match on the card.
Yeah,
I thought this was the best match on the card.
Yeah, I mean it was a wrestling match.
Yeah.
I could have done without the throwing up the X spot. I thought that was a bit much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was having a hard time gigging underneath the table there.
Yeah.
Or that spot just seemed to take
took too long.
Yeah.
It took too long. Yeah, but like he said, it was the closest thing you got to like a match with selling and like everything, giving you the most psychology, the most emotion, like kind of what you're used to seeing, like maybe like in the WWE, like or a more prominent promotion,
It had a lot of old school to it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot. It was great. I think it was the best one too.
Yeah. all discontrolled, most of the match, so it was, I guess, Cody trying to like overcome. It's true. I didn't like the X spot either, but they had some.
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. No, just, good moves, good reversals. And
it was an old school match like we were talking about last night. Like, Chris, do you play 2K18, the WWE game?
He's still stuck, I think. There he goes.
Oh, Chris, you here?
Yeah, guys. Sorry, man.
Don't worry about it, dude.
Got to get that Xfinity fixed.
This show is not professional in any manner. But
dropping off in the middle of the sentence.
Do you play the WWE 2K18 game?
Man, I do not. I don't even have a console to play it on. I don't know. I kind of want to get a PS4 for other reasons, and if I do, I would probably grab the wrestling game.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I want that so hard, but I'm like, all
Did
right.
you say you want that so hard?
Oh,
Yes,
hello.
But yeah, like me and Jose talked about this match last night on his show, which comes out on Monday. Jose,
that's right. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Like this just had a great old school NWA feel,
Yeah.
And then like the reason why I asked if you played 2K18, there's a feature that you can do that puts like an old VHS like filter over the screen.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. So like, I felt like if they do that on like because like we were talking about earlier, like the Chrome cut of Mad Max or the Noir cut of fucking Logan, like if they put like a VHS like cut of this movie of this match, that'd be fucking amazing.
Total sidebar, kind of, sort of. Have you guys ever watched that Southpaw Wrestling League that's on the WWE?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I've watched it.
Indie wrestling. That just kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, man, it was a good old school match. I have wholeheartedly think that Nick Aldis is going to WWE because where else is he going to go from here? And his wife's there already, and he's a big, talented, good-looking guy.
They said there's politics though keeping him out of the company, so something's going on there politically that's keeping him out. That's the reason why he hasn't been picked up yet.
Yeah, they'll get it figured out.
Yeah,
they want him, they'll get him.
That's what I was saying. If they want him bad enough, they'll throw loads of cash at him and get him. So
yeah.
And how happy can fucking Billy Corgan be to have Cody as his champion now?
Yeah.
Man, that whole thing's just fucking weird.
You could try to build the NWA brand around him, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing a smart thing, like, because they're not trying to like try to run his own promotion. They're almost like piggybacking in a way on some of these more popular like independents across the country, and then and bringing the title to those promotions to add prestige like to that. So I think it's a smart move because you could kind of get the footage you need and then throw it out on YouTube, because everything now is just so on demand, and you want everything everything's so disposable, the media. So you want to watch something in 10 minutes and be done with that, and that seems to be the model that they're doing with that NWA show on YouTube. So it's pretty cool.
All right, next up was Adam.
Would you say that Billy Corgan, when Cody got the title, said today is the greatest day?
Stupid, Josh.
I'm just curious.
Fucking time this guy out. Next up was the Chicago Street Fight with Adam Page versus Joey Janela.
Didn't care.
This was this is one of the ones I was not that impressed with, but it was
like
okay.
Some of the spots were cool, like the one where the ladder bent and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with either guys. Like I know more who Adam Page was than Joey Janela. But these guys, for what it's worth, they did have some nice spots in the match, and they did leave it all out there in the ring. That's the thing. Is like sometimes you just don't know who these guys are. You don't know the storyline, so you're not really invested, and you're just seeing them go at it. But they put on a pretty decent hardcore match in my opinion.
It was like almost like a WWE match. That's great. No build up.
At the end of this match, after everything died down, who comes back but Joey Ryan?
Dude, I thought this was such a waste, man.
I was laughing my balls off with like the Undertaker music and the fucking dick druids.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe I just missed it. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on, but
fucking the Bullet Club, they have a internet show on YouTube called Being the Elite.
Right.
and Adam Page supposedly murdered Joey Ryan on that show.
Yeah.
And so they had a whole thing like where like fucking Adam Page's boots were talking to him and shit like that. And at the end of the last one, you see Joey Ryan's like laying down in a pool of blood and his dick moves.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I hate Joey Ryan. I hate that whole everything is revolving around his penis.
Yeah,
penis
the dick plex. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but I don't think it's enough to really build a whole shtick on.
Well,
I mean,
it's funny. It's funny once,
time.
and then
He makes a lot of
Right.
money doing it. He makes a
Yeah,
lot of
man.
money doing it. Apparently, though, like he's bought like some kind of like $500,000, $600,000 like house in Cali or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I did see that.
And how do you buy that? You know, just off indie wrestling. That's you got to be doing pretty well.
Dick money.
Dick Plex. Dick
It's-
Plex is
it's-
doing his job.
It's that Glow season 1 money where he did that one episode.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. Those residuals, man.
Next up, the Ring of Honor Championship match. Jay Lethal defeated Flip Gordon.
This is good,
Come on,
man.
Chris.
This is good. I wasn't expecting Black Machismo. It was kind of funny. They did
Yeah,
that.
I like
Or
I
came
love
out-
Jay Lethal.
Or
dude.
Lanny Poffo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Lenny Poffo being there.
Speaking of
I-
dicks,
he does such a good job with that. Jay
sucking
Lethal's
his own
awesome,
dick.
man. No, Jay Lethal. I'm talking
Oh, that's your talking
about
about
Jay
Manny.
Lethal and his whole Macho Man thing. I mean, I don't know, man. It's,
Ooh, yeah.
They made it entertaining, and instead of them playing it straight, like people were probably expecting to get like a 4 or 5 star classic straight up, Ring of Honor world title match. They gave you the entertainment element like in the match, and still gave you the in ring wrestling aspect as well. They gave you kind of like a little bit of both. So
absolutely. It was just a fun match. I enjoyed it. So.
yeah. I think it was a good way for them to play up anybody that was watching TNA 10 years ago when they were doing the whole gimmick, in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
2010. I think it was really 2010 when they were doing that stuff. So yeah, it's
I think it was somewhere around there. It's when TNA was still a little fun.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. Like you have to have variety on the show. Like the whole show just can't be straight wrestling. You have to have the entertainment aspect. You have to have the hardcore. You have to have the comedy.
The silly, the cheesy. That's true.
So,
that's true.
Not bad. It was all right. And Flip is another one that I wasn't too familiar with. And it was cool to see him pull off some pretty impressive moves here. As well, he put on a good match with Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal has those mannerisms down. Also,
that
just like
impression is amazing.
Yeah, just like the way, just like the way he could copy Flair. Like it's crazy the way he could do both those guys.
I just cannot believe that Flip doesn't come out to Game Over by Lil Flip, where he says Flip constantly. Game over.
And the spot in this match where fucking Jay Lethal grabbed Brandy Rhodes like she was Elizabeth.
That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, do you like pick her up on the shoulder?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why Brandy Rhodes was out there. Was that something from that Being the Elite show?
No, that's Ring of Honor shit. She's been supporting Flip, trying to get Cody to come around on him.
Oh,
Ring of
okay.
Honor shows.
Well, I thought it was pretty wild that she took that fucking horrific bump, and then here she is, and 3 matches later.
Yeah. She did try to sell it real quick, like she was trying to like hold her back, and but not enough.
All right, next up, Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr.
That was the fucking good match.
That was a good match.
Great.
And like I didn't think it was gonna be a good one, in all honesty. Like I didn't think that their styles would, mesh.
Yeah. But Kenny Omega's awesome, dude. I don't know. That guy. I almost think he can have a match with anybody. He's incredible.
He had a match with a 9-year-old girl, dude.
There you go. Probably made her look awesome, He's just got I don't know. He's so talented.
Yeah, it was
I'm
good.
surprised WWE hasn't really pursued him hardcore, but
He was in NXT.
yeah, but I mean, now he's huge now, and I'm surprised he really haven't.
He says he doesn't want to go back.
I don't blame him though. He probably doesn't want to go back because he likes control.
He would, he would need some type of assurances and stuff like that. Like,
which
like a guaranteed like type push, like that's in this contract. Like, it's got to be used correctly. It was a good match. V Trigger City. I felt like he was kind of going to the well a little too many times with that move, but very fucking impressive. Like a couple of those pile driver spots, the package pile driver spot, like on the apron and fucking. There's just so it was just throughout the whole show. There's just so much to fucking. It's impossible to call it all out, but good fucking match here. It was touted as a dream match. Kenny's the current IWGP Heavyweight Champ, and Pentagon Jr. was Impact World Champ just a couple of months ago.
Right.
And this is the match. These guys are in different promotions. So it's something that you would never think you'd see. So pretty much a one-time dream match.
And the stuff he's been doing in TNA with fucking Sami Callihan's been pretty good. And then after Kenny Omega won with the one-winged angel, the announce team played it. The lights go off, and the announce team play it like it's a technical glitch. Talking about first time pay-per-view and everything.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you see them come out. Pentagon's up and down, and it's not Pentagon, is it?
No.
Nah, this is pretty. I had a feeling they were going to do something like this. I don't know why. I just did, because I was looking for him. I was waiting for him to show up somewhere, right? Because I had heard he was supposedly going to be there. So I was like, okay, where is he going to show up at? Watch him do something done, and they did. It was all right though. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, Chris Jericho showed up, guys, and he was dressed as Pentagon and beat the shit out of Kenny Omega again.
Yeah, because him and which is fun because it goes back to him and Omega had their little beef, last year, right? Earlier this year, right?
Earlier this year, right?
Earlier this year, right?
Their kind of Tokyo Dome.
Right, so it picks up on that again, which is I kind of thought that was cool. That was a nice touch, So.
Yeah, and it's a shock, because Jericho's kind of gone on record before saying that he wouldn't work for another promotion besides WWE in North America, So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I've been hearing there's some serious heat about that shit. That Vince is not happy with Jericho right now with him showing up on that, and I'm like,
he gave him the heads up. I'm sure he gave him the heads up because he always says he has a good relationship with Vince.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, come on, man. If I don't believe Jericho would be a douche to him, I don't think he would do that. So, but I mean, shit, Jericho's contract is up next year anyway. He'll be an absolute. I mean, he's already allowed to do whatever he wants anyway because his contract's open.
Well, he's not under contract with them, but he does have dates with New Japan. You know what I'm saying? But his New Japan contract is up next year.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was still under contract with WWE still.
No. He's done.
Yeah.
That's why he could do what he wants. That's why he could do what he wants, basically.
I thought I'd heard that he had his contract with WWE allowed him to do a lot of independent things. So that's why I thought it was.
He's not under their umbrella right now.
Yeah, he just signs short-term deals, and then when it's up, and he bounces and then comes back.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Chris's internet kicked him out, and he can't get back in. So we lost Chris, and both Sam and Rob are having some family shit that happened right during the show. So that's why we're down 70 people, guys. But we're gonna keep slogging through this, and we're almost done with the pay-per-view review.
Yeah, but I mean, it was cool to see Jericho.
Yeah, it was fun to see Jericho. I like that he's showing up at all these different places. I don't know why. I just do because I'm a big fan of his, so it's fun to see him kind of popping up, and maybe we can see some awesome matches with, and it's
the rumors I heard is he's going to TNA.
Yeah, because he's good friends with Don Callis and stuff like that. So he might do some per appearance type thing there.
Him and Don Callis go back a ways, don't they? I mean, don't they know each other for a while? So yeah, that's interesting. So I mean, it was fun to see him.
Jericho to TNA.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, not long term, but he said he may be open to doing like a one shot or something like that.
I know in the past he said he would never do it.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like that's why it was pretty shocking that he showed up at this event, because he said he would never do any other company but WWE in North America. But now he's softened his stance on that.
Okay.
And he's killing it. Like at his age, this dude's 47 years old, gonna be 48, and he's fucking still killing it.
Yeah, he was killing it the last year he was in WWE, man. When he was, oh my gosh,
the list
year. Yeah, that was so great.
He might be the greatest of all time. He might be.
I enjoy it.
When all is said and done, because he's had longevity. He's had a long time at this point,
And he knows how to keep himself entertaining and relevant. He switches it up.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Keeps himself fresh, Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got to be in the discussion, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
All right, next match. Okada versus Marty Scurll. What did you guys think of this?
This was good. This was good too.
Was all right. Yeah, this was pretty decent. I liked it.
See, this was my favorite match on the card.
Probably Nick. I wasn't familiar with a lot of these wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
These were two that I've heard of, but I hadn't really seen them. Either one of them really wrestle. So when I was watching the match, I was kind of like, it was a good match. It's a good spot, great spots. I thought they told a good story, and I didn't even know if there was any kind of like story with the two of them, meeting. I didn't know if there was anything like that from there. I didn't know much about them, but
basically in New Japan, they separate their light heavyweights from their heavyweights.
Okay.
And so if you're a light heavyweight, you wrestle other light heavyweights. Well, Marty's like, I'm not a light heavyweight. I can hang with the big boys.
Okay.
And so like the Bullet Club was giving him shit on being the elite and shit, saying that he was a light heavyweight, and then they were like, okay, you want to be a heavyweight? We'll throw you in with Okada. And he was like, okay, fine. And then they were like, well, you have no chance. And they just kept fucking with him over and over again throughout the whole buildup of this show.
Okay. All right.
That's the story behind that. Because like
Okada, well, now that
is amazing.
Oh no, definitely. I like matches where I see big guys and small guys, smaller guys. I don't know.
Like Marty selling his back. Marty selling his back through the whole match, like trying to pick Okada up, like not being able to reach around for the neck crank when he had him on the bottom.
Right.
Right. All that stuff.
Good showcase for Marty, like even in a losing effort, just because in New Japan, because they classify them the heavyweights, the light heavyweights, and usually guys, if you're classified as a junior heavyweight, you don't really have any shot at the main titles, at the heavyweight. So I mean, it's just a good way to show that Marty could hang with the big boys and stuff like that. Yeah, it was good.
I know it's hyperbole. I know it's definitely not a popular opinion, but I think this is one of the top 10 matches I've seen in my life. This Marty Scurll and Okada match.
Wow.
I don't know.
I know people are going to disagree. I know people are going to disagree with it, but for the network, the story they told, I mean,
it was. I would say it was a complete match, probably. I mean, but again, I didn't know the story. Like you just when you just explained it to me, I get it now. You know what I mean? Now I can get it, and I understand it. But I didn't know that when I was watching it. But I still thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was all right. No, but I could see why you liked it. I could see why you liked it so much. You knew all that backstory, all that background you just explained to me. So I could see where you would enjoy it more. You know what I mean?
And I'm just a huge Marty fan.
And that's fair enough too.
To me, like Marty Scurll is just fucking.
Well, I tell you what, he's an athletic fucker. God damn.
He's got Deanna Purrazzo's his girl too. Fucking
What?
Yeah, Marty.
POA? Are you serious?
Go
Jesus.
Marty.
Oh shit.
Did he just say POA?
Yeah.
Oh goddamn!
Damn. You know what? I have all new respect for him. Shit. Like, you know what, Nick? Best match. You got it. Go ahead. All right.
There we go, baby.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was definitely a good match. All these matches were pretty solid. They're all worth watching. Like, so anybody watching or listening, like, if you definitely go out of your way to try to catch this pay-per-view, whether it's the whole show or highlights, but definitely check it out because it's worth it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely was fun.
Then we get to the main event, Spot Fest.
Yep.
This match was exactly what everyone had to know it was going to be, right? I mean,
it was Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandido versus the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
Basically, they were running really on time, and this was the main event. So it was originally supposed to be like 28 minutes. You said, Jose?
Yeah. And it got cut down to 12.
It got cut down to 12. So it was just motherfuckers flying all over the place with not a care. And it was just fun to watch. I usually hate just like spot fest wrestling, but this was just so fun.
I was gonna say, I understand. I totally get that what you just said. I agree with you. It gets boring quick for me, but this match just had some of the most insane spots I've ever seen. I couldn't believe some of the shit they did.
Yeah,
blew my mind.
Mysterio was really good in it. I was surprised
yeah.
after seeing some of the hardships he was going through in Lucha Underground and shit, like and how beat up he's been. Like,
what did
he really showed up.
Hey, what did you think about the outfit, man?
Wolverine outfit.
He dressed up as Wolverine.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I kind of like that, man. That was pretty cool. I was like, this dude. Oh,
And
right. That's the shit.
And he did the frog splash, and everybody started chanting Eddie.
Yep. That was pretty cool, actually. I like that was a good,
love it.
Nice little tribute there. That was pretty cool.
This match was just like a highlight reel.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Basically, just spot after spot after spot. Just, unfortunate, just because some of the matches on the undercard ran long. And, this show was on pay-per-view. So, they had a very strict time limit within, to work. And, by the time they got to this match, they did not have a lot of time left. So, originally it was supposed to go roughly half an hour and it got cut down to 12. So that's why it was just a whirlwind, just boom, boom, boom. They just hit you with everything.
I'll tell you what, they got a lot accomplished in that 12 minutes, man.
Yeah. They basically it's like you take out all the selling and all the rest holds and all the, from the match and this is what you get. And they literally, hit the 1, 2, 3 and they literally went off the air about 10, 15 seconds later. Like that's how close they came to not even, airing the finish on pay-per-view.
Yeah, it went off the air with Matt Jackson on top of the ropes.
Yeah, so
I got to watch somebody I guess somebody was there.
Yeah, it was on YouTube.
Speech at the end and everything, and they brought everyone out, which I thought was pretty cool. I enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, that's where Kenny Omega said he doesn't want to go to the WWE.
Yeah, they said whatever happens, because all their contracts are going to be coming up at the end of the year, and they said whatever happens, they're sticking together. They're going to stick together,
which is pretty awesome. One thing these guys are proving to me is that there is pro wrestling life outside of the WWE. There was a while where I thought they just totally owned everything. I thought there was nothing else out there. And I'm even learning there's a lot of good stuff out there. That's I would argue better than what the WWE has got going on at times, So
see, go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, I was saying I'm just kind of enjoying discovering some of these other promotions and some of these other wrestlers that I didn't know a lot about. I'm enjoying it.
We were talking, and I said like this is better than anything the WWE's done in the past few years. And then I got reminded that, there's NXT, and unfortunately, bad wrestling fan, I don't watch NXT.
Okay, NXT is really good, but I will say this: NXT is still is great, but NXT is still limited by WWE in certain ways, this or that. And then what kills me is when you have an NXT star, and when they come up to the main roster, then it's like
they don't get the same burn. They don't get the same
not at all.
They don't get the same push that they
there's
were.
times no, and there's times when they have to change their ring moves. They have to they totally f them up. They just f them up.
Yeah.
And
See, and
so,
that was my argument for not watching NXT. I don't want to enjoy something, for a little bit, and then the majority of their career go up to the WWE and be completely mishandled.
yeah, and that's the issue, because majority of the time the NXT is kind of like a way station. That's what it basically is. You're there, you do your thing, and when they think you're ready, they're gonna pull you up. Hell, some people stop there for a cup of coffee, and boom, they're up. So it's kind of a shit show sometimes. Like I was really into the women in NXT. I love the female wrestlers down there. Okay, they rated the NXT so bad for talent though. At one point, I mean, they had
stuff that Bailey and Sasha and Becky Lynch that were doing in NXT was incredible, and now it's just like, okay,
they can't recapture that stuff because the WWE almost they won't let them. They won't let it happen.
Well, they have a rebuilding period. That's what it is. When the talent gets known and they get over, they move them up, and then you're introducing a whole new crop at once, and so you don't really know who you're going to gravitate towards. And I'm really like, out of the current crop, I'm really liking Bianca Belair. Like, she's doing very well.
I saw her. I first time I watched her was in the Mae Young Classic last year.
Yeah,
she was awesome. I was really impressed with her. I was like, this one's going to be a star.
Yeah, she. I feel she's got star quality. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
Lacey Evans is pretty good. Vanessa Bourne is pretty good.
Lacey Evans is another good one. Yeah.
Kairi Sane, they're pushing. I don't like the whole pirate gimmick, but she's definitely like good in the ring.
Yeah, she was like a blue chipper for them, man. They got a hold of her, and she was a big star overseas, and bringing her. They've also got another woman that they've signed recently too. That's coming from Japan. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who it was. But
Io Shirai or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, so they're definitely working on building them up. I guess my problem with what they did was I thought they took too much too fast. That's what it was. I was like, move them up, but let's not raid NXT. And then we're stuck with like, we have Bailey.
Yeah.
And then we had nothing. And then we had kind of a vacuum for a second until Asuka came up. And Asuka, and then they could finally move Bailey up too. Yeah,
it's definitely not the same when it was Sasha, Bailey, Becky, and Asuka coming up throughout all that. Charlotte. And even through Asuka's reign, like when Asuka's reign was happening, it was still like good. But ever since Asuka left, and then they moved up Ember Moon, like that division hasn't been the same.
Yeah. Right. They took Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is kind of, I mean, moved up. But I heard they're kind of having Nikki Cross kind of run between. I heard she was still doing some NXT stuff.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen her on the main show. But I heard she's doing NXT house shows. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with her. I like Nikki Cross a lot too, though. She's a spunky little thing. Yeah. But no, I agree with you, Nick, though. I do feel like when I watched this pay-per-view, this was some of the best matches I've seen, God, in a long, long time. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. Probably better than most WWE pay-per-views I've seen over the last, year or two. This thing had everything. It was great. It was so it hit you. Boom. This match is awesome. You get hit with another great match. You're just, and WWE is limited in some aspects too, though, because they've got what they've got. They've got their talent. These guys were able to pull from a lot of promotions, and that was cool that they could do that. But to say the WWE is limited is kind of silly, though. But but they are, in a way, because they only can work with who they have under contract, right? Because that's how they work.
Yeah.
And these guys, to do this pay-per-view was amazing, but they're pulling from everybody I love all these independents because you're allowed to do that shit. That's really cool. They all got these contracts, so they can do this stuff.
Yep.
And it makes for dream match scenarios. So.
Yep.
But yeah, good times, man. Shit, I wish I could have come on with you guys. I would love to have had that talk with you guys. I'm gonna have to listen to it now on Monday. When I listen to the conversation.
Paul C was on with us, and he had a lot of really good points too.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to listen to it. That's cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Find Jose's verbally challenged on Anchor.
Yeah, you could find it on it's on all audio platforms. So iTunes, Google Play, whatever podcast.
Episodes up on YouTube and shit too. Right?
Yep. Verbally challenged with Harrick and BX on YouTube. Also, if you'd prefer that way as well. So it's all available out there for you. It was good, man. Shout out to Cody and the Bucks and everybody else involved in putting this production together. For first time promoters, it was very polished, very professional. Couple of hiccups here and there, which is to be expected, but it was a very professional production and and history in the making. This has never happened before. Like it was like an independent super show that was just promoted by pretty much 3 guys that had that idea just to put it together. So it was just it was good. It was very, very good. I urge anybody out there that's likes wrestling, that into WWE, give this a watch. Yeah, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, and apparently they're talking about doing it all in too. So
which they're just gonna learn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get better. Yep.
It's awesome. I mean,
I could see this event being like an independent WrestleMania, a WrestleMania for the independent circuit.
That's really awesome.
where all the promotions will come together and throw their belts up and shit like that. I could see that happening. I mean, and having champion versus champion and some aspects, that would just be such a good time. That's what I mean. That's where they have an advantage because they can do shit like that, which is just so cool. Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of boxing when you have like the WBA champion or whatever, and then you got taking on like the IB, and then so you got these 2 boxing federations, and they'll come together and have their champs fight each other, and then somebody's going to be the undisputed champ,
exactly.
the belt, so which is just fun, really, really, really cool idea that they have there. I wish nothing but the best for them because I want to see another one. So,
yo, fuck you, Vinny.
What did Vinny say?
I put a goddamn emoji in there, and they're saying it looks something like my head. Fuck all y'all bitches. Yeah, I think that we're kind of losing steam, and we've lost half our panel. So I think we're going to go ahead and shelve that combiner discussion for next week and go ahead and end here and go on broadcast. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah. That's probably a good idea because nothing kills momentum like Transformer talk. So let's.
I think this is going to be a good discussion. But that's just me.
Banking for next time.
Yeah, we can make it for next time. Yeah. We can talk about it off air, and then we'll do it on air again.
Yep.
Walter, if you're wearing a U-neck tonight, we'll get on you too.
Walter, you can come in, Walter? You should jump in with us.
All right. Let me go ahead and I will post this in the chat so you guys can go ahead and come in, and we're going to go ahead and end the show. Thank you guys for staying with us.
Hey.
And yes, this was our Plastic Fanatics moment.
Yeah. It's our marathon. You're going to see too much of this. We don't run that long,
Big thanks for Jose for coming on and hanging out with us.
Jose. Thanks for Chris.
Super huge thanks for Chris for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
It was great to have both of you guys on. I wish he could have stayed throughout the entire show because, he, having run a promotion himself, he offers a lot of valuable insight and things.
Yeah, sure.
It's like
Jose being an ex-wrestler himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Jose, we love you being on, man. You're awesome, dude.
So I'm gonna steal Pinkerton's line. Hate me all you want. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Can't wait to see everybody next week. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Later,
Take care.
guys.